scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yeah, happy Wednesday. Pre-day for you.
Oh, yes, it is for me.
Awful happy over there considering what's going to happen to you tomorrow around this time.
I'm in a bad mood. Today, I'm good now. Today's my liquid diet day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I have no solid foods today.
Mm-hmm.
I can drink almost anything I want, really.
Vodka tonics.
Well, they didn't say anything. No one said no alcohol.
Nobody said no alcohol.
I
so
never
I'm just
heard
saying.
that. I've never heard that come out of anybody's mouth.
Hey,
but,
surgical prep for you is maybe different from surgical prep from someone else, okay?
That's right. But yeah, so but I can have water, tea, broth, which I'll be having probably a little later. I can even have like popsicles.
Nice.
Yeah, as long as they're not red or purple.
Okay, so
Because those leave, I guess, when they do the scans
Stains.
tomorrow, they might think, oh, that's either a popsicle or internal bleeding. I'm not sure which.
I wouldn't recommend you suck on many hot Cheetos either because they'll leave remnants.
Well, I've never had the desire to suck on hot Cheetos, so I'm thinking today.
Then you're not American.
I don't think today's going to be the day I just pick that hobby up.
Did you do anything out of sorts over the last 24 hours? Well, I did suck on some hot Cheetos, so and that's out of sorts for you?
Oh, man. Last night I had my Historical Society board meeting, and that I think we've talked about the picture of the head.
The giant torso/head shot of Mike.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because it's not even the shot of the thing that you were doing for the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were in fishnets. That was the whole thing. And this was a shot of you from the waist up.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe that somewhere there's a cardboard cutout of just Mike Winters' fish-netted legs.
From the waist down.
I got to assume that somewhere in this guy's apartment, he's got it like taped to the wall.
I would like to see a pic if there's out there. I mean, that's the case.
It feels like, why would you stop at the waist if you're making a giant cardboard cutout? You're going to do the whole thing.
But I saw it like in person for the first time last night.
Right.
That thing is so big. It's just so big. It's so It's just.
Is it life-sized or greater than life-sized?
Oh, it's bigger. It's bigger than life size. It's like 3 times the size. My head in that thing is 3 times the size.
3 times the size of life.
My head in real life. Yeah, it is. It's, and then I don't know. It's just frightening. I think small children should not hear it. I just don't.
What we need to do is we need to cut the head off. Okay, I'm talking about separating even more, and then let kids go up behind it and do that whole thing like you do at the fair where you put your face through the thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So the kids can be Mike Winters' torso.
It's like Frankenstein's monster.
Why does that giant man have such a tiny child head?
Or just cut the head off altogether, and then put a stick so you can hold it and make it look like it's floating. And then we like every time the chorus or whatever has a thing, we can have the Mike Winters floating head over the words for a sing-along.
Ding, ding, ding. Follow the bouncing head. Okay, or let's take it up a notch. So separate the head like we're talking about, put it on a giant stick, and then put it behind the torso so that it will reply yes or no to any questions that people ask as they walk by. We can turn it into like a Merlin.
A magic Mike Winters head.
That's right. Come ask your burning questions to the Mike Winters head and see what he says.
outlook is unclear.
I'm just saying, we've got ideas. Okay, we know how we can utilize this. We just have to put those into practice.
Yeah, we just got a fair way to make money off it. That's it for the Historical Society.
That's right.
They need money.
They do.
I mean, it's just, I know everyone has bad luck, but like the foundation's gone. They've had to spend a bunch of money on the foundation of the house.
Oh, really?
Spent a bunch of money on the roof of the house. The storms, took
I
out
imagine
some
the storms.
trees. It's just been, it literally, when it rains, it pours. And this one, when it rained, it poured. And they got my, so we got some events coming up we're going to talk about. But if you just want to cut a big fat check to someone right now, Historical Society could use that.
Sure
Cut them a fat check. Or you can get some drawing raffle. That's only $5. So you can do both, I think. My American Legion Post 61, if you see this beautiful quilted wall hanging. It is our American Legion Post 61 family. They handmade this, the auxiliary, mostly. And they're doing for $5, and you can get a ticket for a drawing for this. They're going to do the drawing in October. When you go out to the farmers market Saturday mornings out here on the courthouse lawn, American Legion Post 61 has a booth out there. You can get a ticket there, $5, and you can get that. And all that goes back to American Legion Post 61 and helping out with the veterans and kids and all the stuff they do.
Absolutely. And I'm appreciative of wall art that will keep you warm at night, too. That's nice. Well, at least part of you.
Hey, if you're like 3 foot tall, single, head to toe, you're covered.
What is this thing, like a quilt for ants?
Let me give you the rundown for today's show here. We're going to start things off this hour. John from Oasis Computers will join us. Pops by once a month to talk tech with us and give us an update on what's happening there. So, and by the way, if you've got computer issues, listen, because John can help you fix those issues.
He's like our local Kim Commando.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kim's a little better.
I got to chuckle at him. That's all. You know what? Mission accomplished. I got him to chuckle. We're good.
Kim's a smidge better looking than you, John, but I won't
I don't know
hold
about
that. He's a handsome man, but
That's right.
It's not Kim Commando.
He's right there.
Then in the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Andrew Moore with the Roswell Chamber is going to drop by, give us an update on what's happening out at the Chamber. They got lots of stuff. Matter of fact, RSD job fair going on. They had the Battle of the Badges last week, job fair this week. They got all kind of stuff. So we'll talk business after hours. So all that. And then 9 o'clock hour, we may have something. I don't know. This has been muddy since the email chain went back and forth. But we may have the head coach of the Eastern New Mexico Portales football team.
The Greyhounds.
Coach, Coach Todd Hyatt. I think he may call in.
Okay.
I'm not 100% certain or not. There was a bunch of emails back. It's whenever you got 4 people trying to get 2 people to connect, it's always a goat rope of back and forth.
Right.
And that's what's
when
been
you
going on
have
to this
a
whole
rep, it makes things so much more complicated.
Like, man, let me just
scheduling.
talk to this person direct. I could get, but no, that doesn't happen that way. So he may call in. If not, then I'm going to replay our interview we had with Donna from ENMUR yesterday with and talking recruitment and all that good stuff.
So either way, you're getting some Eastern New Mexico University love.
So that's what we're doing. All right, it is 8:13. I'm going to have a big steak. Just kidding. Can't do that today.
You can. You just got to blend it.
No, I don't think I can, because I think there's got to be no hunks at all. You have to puree it completely. You don't want no remnants, I think. Anyway, while I do that, here is your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty low rain chances over the next couple of days, but it does look like we'll be getting more rain as we get toward the weekend. Sunshine and about 90 for the afternoon high today, and maybe a little bit breezy by afternoon. Overnight will be clear with our low in the upper 60s, and then we'll stay right around the 90-degree mark, breezy and sunny again tomorrow. Maybe an isolated afternoon storm Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 65 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 81% with winds out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. Expect sunny skies today and a high right around 91 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 69 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Thursday, mostly sunny, highs right around 92. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 69 with south winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, the rain chances, ever so slightly, are back in the forecast, but a 20% chance of rain Friday afternoon, otherwise mostly sunny. Highs around 93 with south winds 5 to 15. That 20% chance of rain continues into Friday night, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 69. And then looking at the weekend, 30% chance of showers on Saturday, mostly sunny. Highs right around 93. And then Sunday, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny. High of around 92. And then looks like first half next week will be floating around 20-30% chance of rain for Monday and Tuesday. Highs in the low to mid-90s. All right, it is 7:16. Let's go ahead and take a quick 4-minute commercial break. And then on the other side, John will join us from Oasis Computers. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Chimera has been providing Southeast New Mexico state-of-the-art medical care for over 22 years. Chimera specializes in providing top-quality care for cancer patients, diabetes, thyroid conditions, heart disease, and rheumatoid conditions. Chimera would like to welcome Chris McGoldrick to the team. He brings a wealth of knowledge and compassion to Chimera. Chris specializes in rheumatoid conditions and is ready to help you. Call Chimera 627-9500. Chimera Independent Physicians, here for you.
Western Farmers Electric Cooperative is the wholesale power provider for Central Valley Electric. As energy efficiency, environmental standards, and other aspects of the electric utility industry change, it is important that Western Farmers understands the energy needs for today and for the future of CVE residential customers. You can complete this short residential survey at the CVE headquarters in Artesia, on our website, cvecoop.org, on Facebook, on SmartHub, or complete and return the paper copy you received in the mail. Your input is valued and much needed. Thank you.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a deer. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. Fergalicious. In fact, they're downright funky. Fergalicious. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
Fergalicious. It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
Grab your family and friends and make plans to be a part of this year's Eddy County Fair, July 27th through August 1st. There's always so much to do, see, and eat at the fair, and this year is no exception. For sure, you're going to want to come out Friday night to take in the smoking hot bull riding at the Artesia Horse Council Arena, followed by a concert with this year's featured band, Flatland Cavalry. Then on Saturday at noon, it's the Fire and Ice Contests featuring a chili cook-off and ice cream eating. The always challenging Anvil Toss is scheduled for 2 p.m. Come enjoy the carnival nightly while also supporting the efforts of our area youth as they showcase their beautiful animals all week long. The Eddy County Fair is here. See the entire schedule at eddycountyfair.com and paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. During your lifetime, you'll produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools. Spit out this bit of information at your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, John from Aces Computers back with us. Morning, John.
Good morning.
How's everything at the computer shop?
It's moving along. It's comes and goes like everything else. We have had kind of a couple of weeks with nothing, and then everybody comes in at once, of course, as usual.
Sure, it's either it's either feast or famine. I'm guessing sometimes.
But with our times, we're open now 8 till 1. We can get the work done, and it works good.
And we are about less than a month away for school getting back into gear and all that. So if you're wanting to get computers, either repaired or built, which I don't know if that's an easy thing to do right now in the world we live in, but now's the time to start. Don't come here in 3 weeks when everybody and their uncle's doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty good advice because availability is a little rough. It's hard to get stuff.
Supply and demand.
The Intel NUCs that I like to sell and use, they're really hard to come by. Every time I find some, I'll buy them. We have some substitute, look very similar to it. It's from MSI. They make some. They're available fairly good.
Okay.
But I don't have the i7, the high-end one. Laptops, you can't always get what exactly you want. Higher end seems to be a little better. Lower end, or the real low end, is somewhat out there.
Okay.
If you need a computer, I would say don't wait. Just
get it done now.
Get one and, have your options open there, because if you wait right before you need one, think you can walk in and get one, then that may not work, or you may not get what you want.
Absolutely. I would make it, you know how they do tax-free weekend, usually around before school starts here, and that's like a weekend. A lot of people buy their electronics and school supplies and things like that. This year may look a little different there in the world of electronics and things that way, just because of the big global pandemic and supply and demand and factories just now getting back going. And like you were talking about in the off-air, the ripple effect there. We're in the middle of all that where factories have been shut down for months, and now getting back up. It's sure they have computers ready, but if they're missing the chips, then they're not ready, and so they're waiting on one part.
The gamers have a real big problem. You can get somewhat the machine you want, but you cannot get the video card, or you pay an extremely high price for it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's supply and demand. If you got one, you command the price for it, and
the cards get being bought up by these Bitcoin miner people.
Wow,
they use those, so they pay extra for it. And
they got all that fake money around that they could buy that stuff with.
Not sure how it all goes.
I don't know either.
I haven't bought into it yet.
Yeah, I don't know how mining Bitcoin and all that. That's another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But good news is repairs, things like, if any of that stuff's there, John can do all that stuff, and you're good at say you need to give some new life to a computer, things like that. You're good at helping folks do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's still we can make it stretch somewhat longer, especially with that solid state drive. We're still doing that. Still a lot of people coming in with a.
It's a great idea if you got an older
drive.
Computer.
Yes.
Yeah, if you've got an older computer that's got the spinning hard drives, it makes kind of the ring. You'll know when it winds up, it winds down, and generally when they go bad, they get that's the loud noise you hear on them. But
something is changing though. The Windows 11 is gonna come out, I think, towards the end of the year. I'm not sure exactly when, and they're talking about that it won't run anymore on 8th or 7th generation Intel processors.
Wow.
They're not really that old. Keep in mind that 10-year-old machines, or even older now, can still run it and run it fairly good if the machine is halfway decent. Very workable, especially with a solid-state drive in it. But I'm not sure if they artificially cutting it off by going to Windows 11. I'm not sure if it has to do with all the security issues we have. The older processors are less secure. There's flaws in it. That may be a reason for it. What it means for your older computer that you can keep running Windows 10, they say, for another 4 or 5 years, and then it's going to be not supported no more.
Then they're like, no, you need to buy new computers from us.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it exactly comes from, but no panic yet. You can use the machine with Windows 10, but it may not run Windows 11.
Okay.
And then I hear that the home version of Windows 11, you cannot use it if you have no internet connection. It needs to be online to get activated.
Oh, wow. So they're making
they
connected to the world.
Want you to make, I think, a Microsoft account and connect that way. Don't have all the details on it yet, but a lot of people up in arms on that. They don't want that. And then, the same thing as with the Xbox, 10 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
No, you need to be online to activate it. Had the same thing, and then the word came from, I'm living on a submarine. I don't have no connection. Remember that story?
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is going to pan out and what's going to happen. They say it's very nice, though. It's really not much change in the Windows 11, but it looks nicer.
Okay.
So they say. Haven't seen it myself.
I don't know. They just, growing up in the age I've grown up in, I've always been like, with Microsoft, it seems like every other version of Windows is the good one. Like, like Windows 98 was great. ME, not so much. Then I can't remember what was after. Vista, not so much.
It seemed to be every other one was really good. I'm not sure that pans out now because we have had every year a new version of Windows 10. Even people didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So that's what. But now
they kind of muddied up the waters a little bit.
Versions. So I'm not sure where we stand, but we'll find out.
Yeah. All I know is, anytime Microsoft puts something new out, you got to wait months to get, because they I think they guinea pig us. I mean, obviously they do their testing and all that, but it seems like there's so many loose ends on those things that come out, and after about 6 months, they've kind of worked out some of those after they get those bugs through it and all that. But that first couple months, they look rough.
I don't know. We were hoping for a more secure operating system, that they revamp. Maybe they have done it with this, that they made some changes underneath it, but it's just a mess. All these hacks that we hear about, a lot of them are taking advantage of flaws in the Microsoft Windows.
So they're finding those back doors or those just cracks in the armor.
You heard about 0-day flaws. They're things that are not known.
Okay.
So some institutions, people, whatever, they find them, and the good guy will call Microsoft up and then say, hey, you got to fix this. And they don't always do that. It's the idea of we know better, I think.
Gotcha.
The latest flaw in the printer system is I'm not sure, but the word was out the other day when I listened to the tech guy, the security section of it, that the problem is inside. How do I put it? Inside the wall. Okay.
Okay.
So you got to first breach the wall.
Okay.
And then you can take advantage of that flaw. So Microsoft got warned on that, didn't do anything about it, as I understand it. And advice was, if you use our latest security practices, this won't be a problem because you have to, break the other stuff first. So you should be safe if you have that. Well, somebody sneaked through in a some kind of a way and used advantage of that thing anyway. You got to fix what is bad, even though you think you may not be able to get to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
Fix it anyway, but it seems like they don't do that.
Well,
and then, and slowly we get the idea, if your car manufacturer has a problem and people get affected by that, they get sued or told to change it or something happens. And with software, that doesn't seem to happen. Here's the stuff, we made it, use it. Hey, it cost me an hour of my time. I had to, fix it or something again. And that we consider that normal.
Well, especially when you got a world where in an industry, well, let's face it, there are millions of people out there trying to crack your code, so to speak. I mean, it's one thing if you're at home and you're like, okay, no one's, hey, all right, I'm going to fix this, but no one's going to. That's one thing. But in this world of electronics and this virtual world and digital age we live in, there is constant threats to the system. Microsoft is a proprietorship of a thing that's operating pretty much anything that we access to this technology. So therefore, there's millions of people on the planet trying to crack their technology to get into you and I's stuff. And that's a different mindset than a physical thing. So you can't have that ideology there. It's just got to be, like you said earlier. Yeah, just because you built some more walls doesn't mean you can't fix the problem that's behind the walls.
Right.
It's because
fix those too, just in case somebody gets over the wall.
Now because there's always someone trying to hack in there. Now they hack through and they're like, oh, it's fixed. Now I can't do that. Now they just spent hacking.
And then what was it? Yesterday I was listening to something and it has problems by design, or insecure by design. Where that came up was that also to do with printing. What they did 10, 15 years ago to make something work, they can't sort of undo it because that would break a whole bunch of stuff from the past. What we're using now, what we consider good, so a lot of stuff would not work if you change that.
Gotcha.
So I guess eventually it may get changed, but it may take some time to get it all going, whatever.
And then you wonder sometimes, because I guess I grew up in, this is maybe just me, because I grew up in Maryland, D.C. area, and everyone worked for the government. Sometimes you kind of wonder, it's like, hey, I think they just leave some of these things so they can keep their job longer to fix them on the other side.
Yeah, there's a lot of monetary gain involved with it.
Sure.
The hackers do it for the money mostly, slowly changing. The people are.
I want to ask you something about that, and this is just a theoretical kind of thing.
Okay.
But when we talk, obviously the computer world and the world we live in, it's the Wild West on the internet. It really is just people, and because it's an international thing, and laws are muddy at best when it comes to the digital world.
Right.
But I kind of want to talk in terms of just working, because obviously companies, there's you have Apple, Microsoft. I mean, there's so many computer or technology-based companies out there, but every one of them have proprietized software or hardware. It's stuff that's, that they've designed themselves, and they proprietize it so they don't have people stealing it. But the converse of this is now, because everybody is accessing the internet through some sort of proprietized way. But the problem is, because Apple things don't want to talk to Microsoft things, like, are we going to get in an age where that's ever going to be?
If I look back at how things has evolved, I mean, what was it? Texting on the cell phone.
Yeah.
You couldn't text between different cell phone providers.
Yeah,
that's gone. You can do that now. So I think that first it is keep it for myself so I can make more money with it, and then hopefully I have the best, so that people come to me.
Sure.
Of course, the other guy does the same thing. And then as people start really using this, the problem comes up. I can't communicate with the other guys. And the answer then is, well, come to us. Have everybody in your circle use us. Well, there's some people that don't want for whatever reason. So eventually it's like, okay, we need to open this up and make this work. I see kind of that thing happening.
Yeah. And I guess for people kind of like myself, we didn't, I use computers and things like that, but I think we have the ideology like it's the phone company. I get on the phone at my house and I have Bell or AT&T or whatever it is. I'm calling my uncle who's on, some other carrier. It works, and we all think, well, everything on the computer world should work that way, and it kind of does in some aspects, but
it eventually all gets there.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, there is different reasons why it don't work. Technology reasons sometimes money reasons, sometimes whatever. Right now, Apple, with its security, as you point out, they're just made me think of what's going on right now. Now the Israeli firm, can't think of the name right off, has made software that can hack into phones.
Okay.
Specifically also Apple phones. And their assessment, their word, we are safe, we are better than the other guys, happens to be not true. The what was the reporter? Khashoggi? What was the guy that got killed in the embassy?
Yes.
Anyway,
Haiti,
he was apparently tracked by this software that the Israeli company makes and only sells to good, quote unquote, governments. But, he's been tracked down by whoever killed him through that software.
Wow.
So I don't think as you and me, I don't think we have to be too worried about it. But you stand up, speak up to something, and whoever is in charge at that point doesn't like that.
Yeah.
They have ways to see exactly where you are, what you're doing.
Well, maybe lesson learned here is if you rise to some, especially political leadership role, go get you an old school flip phone.
Smoke signals. Smoke signals come to mind.
Yeah.
No, be very. If you're in that situation, don't trust what Apple says that their phone is totally secure. It's not.
Oh yeah,
and people in the know they use their phone to make a phone call on and then take the battery out if they can, and then put it in the fridge because in the fridge it can't seem to get a signal inside the fridge. If the fridge made out of metal. Well, I guess most of them are, right?
I guess. I don't know technology. There's metal components in it. I don't know.
Yeah, it needs to be a Faraday cage, where the radio signal can get in.
Get one of them old school ones with the with the actual level. It's like an ice box more.
Right.
Those I like. But one thing but here's something I know we're kind of I want to kind of change it back to you again.
Okay.
I know we're talking
Sure.
tech, but one thing I do want to remind folks is if you need help, and this is where John I think is excels. And this is where I think it makes your business the great part about it. All of us generally know enough technology to be dangerous. That's kind of. You have some people have studied it more, but then again, that's not always a good thing either because sometimes those folks think they know something and they don't.
Right.
But anyway, what I'm saying is a lot of us don't know this stuff. John can help you with it. When your computer does that blue screen of death, or if it's just software, or I think probably one of the ones you see a lot is computers that maybe didn't have up-to-date virus protection or any kind of that protection, and computers just get inundated with cookies and
what
spyware.
I've seen over the years is, for the when we really started seeing it, it was when Windows XP went to Service Pack 2. That's where a lot of security got tightened up, and they did a lot to make Windows a lot safer. And before Windows from Service Pack 2, it was kind of really bad. And they closed up 95% of all the issues. They had a lot of issues. And so stuff is much more secure. But if you run old software, you're losing that again. The Windows 7 is not secured and up to date. And it just... Keep your stuff up to date.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that what comes to mind is you don't know how it really works. So you make a choice, and it's almost like following a road map. You make a left turn instead of a right turn in the beginning. Well, nothing else is correct anymore.
That's true.
So if you start off, say you click on something, let me put it that way, and it says, do you want to install this, yes or no? And then you read, it's like, I'm not quite sure, but I guess I install it. What did you just install? Do you know?
Right.
You should know why you should click on yes or no. That may be the point to give a call and say, hey, call Oasis, and what does this mean, whatever?
Sure.
Sometimes I know, sometimes I don't know, but, at least don't just don't flip the coin and say yes.
Yeah.
Or no, whatever.
Well, I think we're all well trained in that. When you buy houses and things like that, you sign 8 miles of contracts and things, and no one reads all that fine print when you're doing that. We've been trained not to do that, so sometimes you see a whole thing and most of us like, yeah, it's some kind of user agreement, fine, whatever. I'm just going under the thing.
A lot of the issues are folks just not understanding what it is. And it looks simple. That's another thing. You look at a computer, you say, just click on start, click here, and do these things. Well, if that's all you do, that may work, but then you get Windows updates in it. You turn, it says need to restart, and you get a black screen.
Right.
For 1 minute, for 2 minutes, and you go, oh, this is not normal. Normally in 20 seconds, it's starting to do something.
Right.
It must not work. So you turn it off, and then you start back at square one, and it runs through the same thing again. Now, how long do you need to wait with a black screen? Well,
who knows? Could be minutes, could be hours, could be...
We've had that. Have you seen that circling thing that Windows does, the little dots circling around?
Yeah.
Okay, I've had older machines in that looked like they were going to do it, and we let them sit overnight. They come in the morning, they're up and running. But we have had them in the morning, they're still circling around.
Sometimes those are the computers. You just got to let them do their thing, and you go off and finish your day, and then come back later and check it out.
So,
good deal. Well, I'm glad to, but this is something that we need to, folks, if you have those issues, you have those questions, this is where John can help with all that.
Right.
Always a helpful note, when you do get error codes, leaving the computers in those states as close to that state as possible.
Well,
taking pictures.
These days, take the cell phone out, shoot a picture of it. It helps a lot.
Absolutely. That gives. So when you come in and tell John what's the computer doing, and you say, well, it's giving me this screen and it whirs and then it crashes. That doesn't give. I mean, it gives John something, but he's got a lot more digging to do. It's those error messages, screenshots of codes, things like that. That can give him a place to start looking at least, and give him a little bit better lead on how to fix your problem.
I got kind of a little sidetracked on what I was saying, but the old, I'm not sure how to put it. Can't get my words out. Anyway.
Something to do with the.
Yeah, I got it there. I want to, and I can't quite grasp it. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. It's not a little section of what happens. But.
Gotcha. Well, but either way, get that to John. That way, it can hopefully speed up the time that he gets their stuff back to you. On all
if you bring it in sooner, it's better. You get old crap in the machine because you installed the wrong thing. You didn't want it. You use it for a while. You don't use it. And if the machine gets brought in, that's where I was going. The updates on old software, an old installation, it's been there for 5 years, will a lot of times crash with an update.
Okay.
Whereas a new install of Windows almost never crashes with an update.
Okay.
That's where I was going with it. The Service Pack 2, tons of people brought a machine in it, and it wouldn't work right. You had to reinstall Windows. It just turned into a mess. It would crash, whatever. But every machine I ever built at that time that had Windows Service Pack needed to be upgraded. So we built it. It's fresh, it's new, it's a good state, and it's like, Service Pack 2 is out, upgraded to it. The ones with a clean install of Windows and then upgraded to Service Pack 2, well, we had to do a lot because we didn't have, Service Pack 2 was an add-on and you add it in later. None of them ever crashed. So it's not just the Windows and Microsoft, it's a combination of Windows, Microsoft, and whatever you got on it.
Gotcha.
What could be a virus, what could be a program that doesn't like it, God knows,
Interesting. It's it's computers.
It's kind of like too many cooks spoil the meat. Too many software in it. One does something that the other one don't want. I got the Ring doorbell on the phone. I've got the VoIP phone for business on my cell phone. It all worked good and suddenly, I think it happens when the Ring doorbell was added to it not too long ago. These people called me up. I answer it on my cell phone. Well, I've been working really good through my headset. And so it rings in my headset. When they speak and said, yes, hello, it's like, I can't hear it. I have to pick up the phone.
Just like the Bluetooth or whatever.
I haven't figured it out yet. I was ready to just get another phone, and I go, now wait a minute. Everything works, but it keeps doing this. So I realized I installed one piece of software, and I think it's messing with how another piece of software works.
Kind of uses or shares the same resources, and one kind of butt the other out.
Yeah,
maybe,
and then it takes a while to figure that out. You know, you want to install your Ring doorbell, but it's been working real good. I can see what shows up at the house when I'm not there, especially since the wife's in the hospital in Las Cruces.
Yeah.
It helps keep track of the doggies. They don't get out of the gate.
Sure.
Things like that, but then it doesn't work right.
Well, that's technology.
Yeah.
It's awesome when it works.
Lately, it seems to be every morning I walk in, it's something that doesn't work or takes me 10 minutes to fix or whatever. I got my problems, too, with the technology.
Trust me, as a guy that works at a radio station, we have the same, computer did an update overnight, and these computers, we have computers.
Talked about this before.
Yeah, we have computers that run 24/7, 7 days a week, and, and they're not new computers. These are computers that... Bill Gates got the money off of years ago.
I don't think that matters. You would figure that if it's stable and works good, but they update those too because of the issues we have in it.
At the end of the day, these are computers that have access to the internet. Any one of those that has that, you're opening yourself up to something. So,
if it's critical, it may not need to be on the internet.
Yeah.
You can still get it in it with your jump drive if you copy a file on it.
Well, anytime someone accesses it with something that's foreign, then you're exposing it to that. So, like John said, come on down. The hours. It's been over a year now, but still working those morning hours
been
here.
About a year and a half now.
Yeah, I know. It's I don't
time's flying.
Time is just a hard thing to encapsulate. But coming by through the mornings here, he's helping people, and in the afternoons he uses that as his workbench time,
bring people in by special appointment.
Yeah,
and go on service calls.
So
been working really well. We got everything handled. Everything is pretty much out in a decent amount of time.
Yeah,
some of them take a little longer, but it's been working. So 8 till 1. If I need to look at it, and you bring it in, I would like to look at it. So bring it in no later than like 12:30.
Okay.
So we can actually look at it. If you pick it up, I don't mind. It just is like handed to you and goes out the door.
Very good.
That can be done right up till 1. I need to get going at 1 because I may have a service call at 2.
Sure.
And, every minute later gets later.
It pushes the rest of the day behind. So you get behind early, you're behind all day.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that very well.
Right.
But so what's the best? Probably the phone is to give you a call.
Phone is still the best. I've got my hands full. Let me put it that way. Email gets mostly checked once a day in the morning, and I catch that. I try to check kind of the phone calls that left behind. If I'm driving to a customer, I may not get your call.
Gotcha.
No reception, whatever. So if you leave a message on the voicemail, I will most of the time catch that. If I don't do it that day, I'll get it in the morning. But in general, 90%, 95% of the time, I can answer the phone. And if you call, I will answer that. Any other way or means, don't try to contact on Facebook or something.
Gotcha.
I look at it once every 3 months or something.
Gotcha.
We got all that, but I don't use it. It's too much. Calling is just the best way.
Absolutely. So call, and of course you can come by. They're behind the Wool Bowl, like I said, 8 to 1, Monday through Friday.
Right. Bring a machine in, and we'll plug it in and see what's going on with it. Don't cost anything. I'll let you know when it needs to cost something.
And if you're looking for certain parts, accessories, things like Tudor or our add-ons or things, give John a call. He might have it sitting there on the shelf for you, ready to go.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff that somebody else does not have.
Yeah.
If you can't find it, whatever, cable especially.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to hook up a monitor to a computer to a TV or something like that, and they believe they don't need something special, and they just need a different cable a lot of times.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Sometimes cables just get finicky.
Oh, God. Video cables are terrible right now. Too many different kinds and options.
audio cables aren't any better. So
don't do that too much. So
we deal with both.
Right.
Awesome. Well, John, as always, appreciate the visit. And folks, if you have any issues with the computer, John is a great dude at Oasis, and he's just helping people make things happen every day. Let him get you back out of the world of frustration with your technology. He can help you do it.
Hand the frustration over to me, and I'll get frustrated with it and fix it for you.
There you go. He'll frustrate it into submission.
Okay.
John, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
We'll see you next
everybody.
time. Have a great week. We'll see you then.
You too.
All right, it is 7:50. Let's get you up to date with some news. Kim Commando, and we also got your Chaves County Sports Update with brought to you by DSI coming up as well. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Our top story, a man and woman in Artesia now facing federal charges for robbing a bank. A statement by the U.S. Justice Department says 39-year-old Roman Andrew Polson and 40-year-old Lori Crape, believed to be Polson's girlfriend, held up the Washington Federal Bank in Artesia on July 15th. The statement says Polson will be charged with bank robbery, Crape with the lesser crime of being an accessory after the fact. A detention hearing is scheduled for Thursday. As of now, both remain in Eddy County Jail. The Roswell Police Department school supply drive continues through August 3rd. A reminder that the drop-off location is at 128 West 2nd Street. The city of Roswell reminding residents all roofing repairs and re-roofing work is required to have a permit from the city. A statement from the city says there is a, quote, no-tolerance advisory for contractors, homeowners, and property owners conducting roof repairs without the proper permits and licenses. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
The only one thing shocking about Google admitting that employees listen in to your private conversations is that Google admitted it at all. I'm Kim Commando with all the details, brought to you by ExpressVPN. You're a private citizen, so keep your online data private. Get 3 extra months free at expressvpn.com/Kim. For years, Google has stood firm. No one listens to your private conversations. Of course, no one ever believed Google because it was a preposterous lie. But now, an East Indian news website reports that Google actually admitted to India's Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information Technology that Google employees do in fact listen to conversations between users and Google Assistant for random periods of time after the user calls out, "Okay, Google." How long do they listen? Who knows? It's totally random. And there's no reason to believe that Google is not doing the same thing here in America. So if you have Google Assistant in this cancel culture, you better be very careful what you say. Get more tech news 24/7 at Commando.com. SimpliSafe is an award-winning home security system. So you know it's engineered with the latest technology to keep your family safe. But what really sets SimpliSafe apart is its people. Highly trained security experts who are always there for you when you need them most. They truly care about keeping you safe. When an alarm goes off, a person who cares is there for you with a phone call to make sure you're okay. When an emergency happens, they're there to get fire and police responders to your front door right away. The bottom line is this. When you need them most, SimpliSafe is there 24/7 with experts trained to not only keep you safe, but to make you feel safe. It's one of the many reasons U.S. News recently called SimpliSafe the best home security of 2021. To learn more about how SimpliSafe can help protect you, visit simplysafekim.com today to customize your system and get a free HD security camera. That's simplysafekim.com, simplysafekim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty low rain chances over the next couple of days, but it does look like we'll be getting more rain as we get toward the weekend. Sunshine and about 90 for the afternoon high today, and maybe a little bit breezy by afternoon. Overnight will be clear with our low in the upper 60s, and then we'll stay right around the 90-degree mark, breezy and sunny again tomorrow. Maybe an isolated afternoon storm Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Welcome to DSI, New Mexico's business technology leader. We help you digitally transform your business to do more, faster, and more secure. Selecting DSI gives you access to the world's best technologies, award-winning local technicians, and our commitment to the New Mexico communities we serve. One local source for all your technology products, services, and the personalized support you can only get from DSI.
It's time for the Southeastern New Mexico Sports Reports. Hey, the all-state softball selections were recently released, and we got some first-teamers from our area. For instance, Riley Crandall, the Gatorade Player of the Year from Artesia. She's the first-team selection Class 4A at pitcher, and her Artesia teammate, Presley Skinner, first-team selectee from in the outfield. For Carlsbad Class 5A, they had a couple of first-teamers. Grace Aragon selected in for the infield, as was her teammate Haven Schoolcraft, first-team selection 5A for pitcher. For state champion Dexter in Class 3A, Danique Blankfort, first-team selectee at first base, and her teammates on the first team as well as catcher. That was Zoe Neal Stewart. And for Loving, Kana Granado, first-team selection at infield, and Faith McDonald, first-team pitcher in Class 2A. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at 92.9, The Brand.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. The Federal Aviation Administration on Tuesday issued final approval for a monorail connecting trains from Manhattan to LaGuardia Airport, giving the go-ahead for the roughly $2 billion project. The elevated link would connect the airport to a train stop next to Citi Field, home of the New York Mets. Stocks jumped on Wall Street Tuesday, making up much of the ground they lost a day earlier when worries flared about spreading cases of the more contagious variant of COVID-19. The comeback was the latest rebound following a pullback as investors continue to try and assess how badly rising infections will hurt the economic recovery. On Wall Street, the Dow gained 550 points to close at 34,511. The Nasdaq ahead 223 to 14,498, and the S&P 500 up 64 points to 4,323. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
If you like the intensity, the insanity that is championship bull riding, then make plans to attend the return of the Smoking Hot Bull Riding Friday night, July 30th at the Artesia Horse Council Arena. 40 of the toughest bull riders in the Southwest going head-to-head with the meanest bulls on the planet. The fastest 8 seconds in sports. Spoiler alert, the Cowboys don't always win. The Smoking Hot Bull Riding Friday, July 30th in Artesia, New Mexico.
Sometimes we put off important health needs like surgeries because, well, we worry about the pain and time needed for recovery. Dr. Paul Torres, a board-certified general surgeon, has joined Loveless Specialty Healthcare and is helping patients in the Roswell area get back to the lives they love with less pain and a faster recovery through advances in minimally invasive surgery. To find out if laparoscopic surgery is the best solution for you, call Loveless and make an appointment today at 575-625-3222.
Talk about local color. Your trees are supposed to be green, not yellow. Hello, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. While we've been talking about our colorful geraniums, I've been noticing a lot of yellow trees around town, particularly those globe willows. It may come as a shock to you, but those trees are supposed to be green. If you have yellow trees, come see us at Roswell Seed Company. We have a fix that's fast and easy and doesn't cost very much. Remember, it's okay to have yellow flowers, but not yellow trees.
Time to trade way up at Roswell Nissan. Forget top dollar. Right now at Roswell Nissan, they're giving tippity top dollar for your trade. And with vehicles discounted up to $9,000, you could drive away today with an unbelievably low payment. With lenders on hand and more than $2 million to lend, they can get the deal done. Cash for junkers, credit forgiveness, and zero down available make this the best time ever to buy. Plus, one-of-a-kind rides like the Acura RDX, an Alfa Romeo, and a Civic Type R. Trade way up at Roswell Nissan. 2111 West 2nd.
As part of the ongoing effort to keep the roads of New Mexico safe, we would like to share a list of things you should never attempt behind the wheel of your automobile.
Texting your friends, wrestling your friends, eating a sandwich, making a sandwich, hugging your kids, buckling your kids, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, flossing your teeth, adjusting your seat, rubbing your feet, reading the paper, using a shaver, applying makeup,
You get
applying
the
to
point.
college.
A large number of car crashes occur when the driver is doing something other than driving. Drive safe, New Mexico.
Paid for by the New Mexico Department of Transportation and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and the station.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill expected to hit a dead end when it comes up for a vote later today in the Senate. Tom Cotton of Arkansas predicts it will not get the votes it needs to advance.
Senator Cotton says Majority Leader Schumer is headed for defeat.
Not only is he not going to get votes on a bill that's not even finished yet and certainly hasn't been evaluated for its budgetary impacts, but he's irritating a lot of his own members.
By pushing the envelope, Cotton says, with a price tag that's too high for most Republicans and many Democrats.
I think Schumer is going to fail here, and I think it's going to backfire on him as well for the rest of this agenda.
Cotton says senators should take more time to complete the bill in what he calls a deliberate and thoughtful fashion. Bob Agnew reporting.
A Senate committee hearing on the origins of COVID-19 turned heated the other day with Senator Rand Paul and Dr. Anthony Fauci, each accusing the other of lying. Part of the acrimony stems from U.S. funding of a Chinese lab where so-called gain-of-function research has been conducted. Senator Paul so adamant that Dr. Fauci lied to Congress that Paul says he will seek a criminal investigation. President Biden holds a town hall meeting tonight at a Catholic university in Ohio. That has some Catholics and pro-life activists upset.
The president will answer questions from local residents in a televised event from Mount St. Joseph University in Cincinnati. Ahead of tonight's town hall, the area's bishop and pro-life advocates have criticized the Catholic school for hosting the event. Mr. Biden is a devout Catholic and regular churchgoer, but he has drawn the ire of some Roman Catholic bishops by supporting same-sex marriage and abortion rights. The university says the event will proceed as planned. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Wall Street in rally mode this morning with the key averages sharply higher. The Dow is up 282 points. NASDAQ ahead 53 and the S&P trading 27 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When was the last time you watched your home movies? Do you have a VCR anymore? What about a film projector?
With technology constantly changing, most families don't have a way to enjoy their recorded memories, trapped on VHS, camcorder tapes, film reels, and photos.
That's why we created Legacy Box over a decade ago. Legacy Box is an affordable mailed-in kit to have your aging media digitized to DVD, thumb drive, or the cloud. Our trained technicians digitize everything by hand right here in the U.S.
Imagine being able to easily relive weddings, graduations, baby's first steps, and more. Get started future-proofing your memories today so you can gather the whole family together and begin the trip down memory lane. Plus, for a limited time, we're offering 40% off.
Visit legacybox.com/lbox to get an exclusive 40% off. Buy today to take advantage of this incredible offer and send in when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/lbox to save 40% off. legacybox.com/lbox.
A group of major American news outlets appealing to President Biden to clear the way for Afghan journalists who have worked for them to relocate to the U.S.
Amongst those to have signed the letter to the President Joe Biden are CNN, The Washington Post, and The New York Times. They write there is a critical need to help those who have worked for American news outlets in Afghanistan and now fear retaliation. A similar scheme was previously introduced in Iraq. Around 20,000 Afghan interpreters who've worked for the U.S. military have applied to a special visa scheme that's already in place, with the first tranche of evacuations due by the end of this month, and others expected to be resettled in American military bases or in third countries whilst their applications are processed.
And that is BBC correspondent Sekunder Kermani reporting. News and analysis at townhall.com. There's a big drug settlement in the pipeline.
The three biggest U.S. drug distribution companies and the drug maker Johnson & Johnson are on the verge of a $26 billion deal to settle lawsuits brought by state and local governments over the toll of prescription opioids. The settlement involving AmerisourceBergen, Cardinal Health, and McKesson is expected this week. A $1 billion-plus deal involving the three distributors and the state of New York has also been reached. These settlements could take the biggest defendants out of trials happening now in New York and West Virginia, and other trials on tap across the country. John Scott reporting.
Netflix reporting its worst slowdown in subscriber growth in 8 years as people emerge from their pandemic isolation. So it's adding a new attraction to its marquee, video games. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the S&P is up 25 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. The rhythm, ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy middle of the week, everybody.
Halfway day, y'all.
Yeah, happy Wednesday to you.
By the way, dictionary.com just added y'all to the dictionary for the first time ever.
Really?
It's officially a dictionary term, at least according to dictionary.com. It's not like a Merriam-Webster thing, but y'all is officially in there, as is yeet.
Yeet.
Yeah, I don't like that they waited to add y'all in, because we've been using y'all for a while, y'all, but yeet is now officially in the dictionary.
Who uses yeet and how to use yeet in a sentence?
All the youngsters these days. To yeet something is to hurl it. Basically, you can yeet yourself or you can yeet something as in throw it away. It's pushing something off to the side. You're yeeting it. As if this, yeet. That's what
How
that
did
means.
that derive?
I don't know. How did any of the cool terms derive from anything? I mean, cool makes sense because it's cool, it's relaxing, it's
right.
Yeah. But like hip or groovy, you know, any of that stuff. You look at like the vocabulary from a bygone era.
Yeah.
Tubular, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, how did any of that get associated?
Well, some
with
survive,
anything?
some don't.
Sure.
I mean, cool we still use today.
But then, and this is where I'm gonna show my age. If you go up to to somebody who's young, I mean, if you do it, they're going to go, okay, boomer. But you go, shush. Apparently that means something to them.
That does?
Yeah. Shush. That means something.
Is that drug related?
What it means is they got ice in their veins, apparently. It's like I don't know, it's something the kids use in the games these days.
Hey, Tanner, our guest is downstairs.
And she texts you. That's a little VIP of you, Andrew. I'm not going to lie.
It's not her. She's actually her flight in. We're going to have Liz join us.
Oh, okay.
From the chamber this morning. So
it's a little VIP of you, Liz.
I got my text there.
All right.
I just want to let him know.
But yeah,
so that's what it means?
Yeah, apparently ice in my veins. Yeah, I only know that because I watch YouTube videos.
See, in our generation, we go.
Right. I forgot about that. Oh, yes.
That was more of a visual.
Or more of a, yes. We explained that we have the need for speed.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And we talk shirtless in locker rooms.
Often. High five, low five.
Just a towel and so much steam.
Arm on shoulder, walk away.
Towels and steam and pectorials. That's all it is.
I can't do that too often when I'm going to make my dentist mad.
We're the same dentist.
I know. I don't want to upset him, okay?
Hey, you did a good job, Doc. But anyway.
Point is, I aren't fully paid for it.
Hey, that's all I can do with my teeth today.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't really chew, huh?
Yes.
How's that feeling?
Oh, I'm fine now. Now's not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's like lunchtime today. That's what's going to start being a problem. For those who don't know, I'm prepping. Tomorrow, Sean will be doing the show for us. I'll be back in the chair Friday.
As Mike ventures into the great wide open.
That's right. Oh, by the way,
sky's so brown. Go ahead.
During my last interview, I'm pleased to announce I got my results back. I am COVID-free.
Look at that.
Yeah, I got a text that's saying, "Hey, this is the New Mexico Department of Health. You're the guy. Press 1. Are you the guy?" Yeah, I'm the guy. And they said, "Okay." And then they said, "The guy that said this is the guy. We're saying that guy doesn't have COVID."
It's pretty. I mean,
well, they don't say your name,
right? For HIPAA regulation's sake.
Yeah.
In fairness, if you were positive, I would imagine it would probably come through a phone call.
I would think.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
One's going to imagine if you're getting the text that says press 1 if you're you, that's already a negative. You should have texted back, "I know." Hashtag waxed, vaxxed, and ready for hot boy summer.
There you go. Oh, man. So anybody that I breathed on or licked in the last week or two, you're safe.
But here's the thing. What if, like, you catch a quick case of COVID between your test and your other thing? Like, I feel like there's too big of a gap for error there. They're like, "Yeah, we'll test you on Tuesday." That's like saying we're going to take out your lungs on Tuesday and we'll have your gills to you on Friday.
Mm.
I mean, what am I supposed to do for the 3 days?
Rest assured that my vaccination is kicking tail.
I like to imagine between that point and your procedure, you're basically like the first that scene in the first Final Destination. You're just holed up in a shed eating potted meat with a safety spoon.
I do that anyway.
Well, yeah, that's just how you spend your Wednesdays. Of course, you can't eat no potted meat. You
gotta no. I got
eating Jello, eating lime Jello.
Lime Jello. So much green Jello today.
Smooth, and you hate fruit, so that's going to be a rough time for you.
Yeah, I've got some chicken bone broth. I'll be slurping on quite a bit.
Nice.
I got.
It's the worst fast ever.
I got. I got a couple popsicles. It was like a big variety pack, so I can't eat half of them. But there's some white ones, and
pina colada.
Yeah, and I think there's blue or something.
You should get a hold of some of those helados de Michoacana. You're the ones I'm talking about, the Mexican popsicles.
I do not know what you just said.
I said helados de Michoacana.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Helado. It's like ice cream from Michoacán, Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, they're really good. They're made from real fruit, and they have the white ones. They're like the pina colada.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're real good.
Are they technically popsicles?
Well, they're ice pops.
Well, see, I don't know if I'm allowed to have that.
You're given specific brands. You can only have Rice Krispies, no crisped rice.
Well, I know popsicle is a popsicle, but if they're slipping cream stuff in there on it, I can't have that.
Popsicle is a brand name.
I know, but
people don't ever think about that. Like it's like Kodak.
I know, or Kleenex.
It used to be. Yeah, Kleenex.
I get you.
Jello. I mean, you can have some off-branded ice pops. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I don't think you need to be a brand snob.
No. What I'm worried about is this isn't like something where they slip cream in the ice. Is what I'm worried. It's not.
Think so?
It's not an icy with cream based stuff because I don't think I can have the cream.
Yeah, you're right. It might be. It's a pina colada thing. It might be. Yeah, you're right.
That's where I'm like.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna shut up then. I just thought you were being brand snobby.
No. I was
this hardly seems the time to be brand choosy.
No. Creamsicle versus popsicle in the generic terms.
Fair enough.
Not in the brand names.
That makes more sense.
Of which cream and pop come from.
I'm only allowed Coca-Cola. Sorry.
I wish I brought my sheet. It's at home. I could read you all the stuff I'm allowed to have. It's at the house though. I didn't bring it with me.
Weirdly, fentanyl. I mean, I thought that would have been off the list, but they said it was fine.
I said it was crack okay, and they said,
in moderation.
As long as you shoot it up and don't snort it because it's a liquid form. I'm just kidding.
The views expressed by Mornings with Mike Winters do not reflect those of Pecos Valley Broadcasting and staff or management.
Just say it. So, as long as it's not solid, you're okay.
As long as it's not solid crack. There's workarounds.
But, so that's my day. So, yeah. Hey, let me give you the rundown of what's happening for this hour of the show. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. And then about 8:15, or actually I should get here right after that, after our break and all that, we're going to have joining us from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Liz Taylor and Kyle Whitefoot will join us, give us an update on all of the events and happenings at the Chamber. There's a lot going on. They got the RSD Job Fair happening later this week. They got open houses or ribbon cuttings, business after hours, all kind of stuff's going on. So we'll get you up to date on all of that. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty low rain chances over the next couple of days, but it does look like we'll be getting more rain as we get toward the weekend. Sunshine and about 90 for the afternoon high today, and maybe a little bit breezy by afternoon. Overnight will be clear with our low in the upper 60s, and then we'll stay right around the 90-degree mark, breezy and sunny again tomorrow. Maybe an isolated afternoon storm Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Helps if I turn the mic on. Help. Thank you, Steve. I started talking, forgot to do the mic. That's what happens when I multitask. Don't let me do that. Currently 69 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 70%. Winds currently out of the south at 8 miles per hour. Sunny today with a high of 91 expected. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight mostly clear with an overnight low of 69 degrees. South winds 5 to 15. Thursday, more the same, mostly sunny, high of 92 tomorrow. South winds 5 to 10 in the morning, 10 to 15 for the afternoon. Friday, there is a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly sunny and a high of 93, winds out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. That 20% chance of rain continues into Friday night. Saturday, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers, mostly sunny, high of 93. Sunday, chance of rain bumps up to 40%. But mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 92. And then we do have some rain chances into early next week as well, too. 30, 20% for Monday, Tuesday, highs in the low to mid-90s there. Hey, before we get you into your break here, did you know that any given time there are 3 to 5 agencies listening in on your cell phone calls? Well, there is someone that can help you with that. Deaf Protection, DEAF, Enabling Assisting Framework. You might say you have nothing to hide and say, I don't have nothing that the government, would want to care about, but why would you let unwanted intrusions of your privacy? DEAF prevents outside entities from listening in by cloaking your phone from all-seeing technology. What they can't see, they can't hack. You can sign up now for Deaf Protection. Visit their website to learn more. deafprotection.com, DEAF Protection.com, because privacy is freedom. Many known household names use Deaf Protection for their phones today. Sign up today. Visit their website, deafprotection.com, DEAF Protection.com. All right, it is 8:17. We got a 4-minute break, and then we'll have the folks from the chamber join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The days are filled with the smell of barbecue and the sound of kids playing in the pool. The nights are filled with the flash of fireworks. Yeah, it's tailgate season in Roswell, and here at the Tailgate Nation, we're doing our best to help your family make the most of it. Roswell Ford has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in southeastern New Mexico, starting at just $5,000. We're talking premium, late-model cars, trucks, and SUVs you'll be proud to own and delighted to drive. Each one has passed a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can buy without being shy. Right now, your trade-in has never been worth more, so if you're upside down, this might be the time for you to get right side up again. Or consider selling your current vehicle. Roswell Ford is paying top dollar for good, clean, used cars and trucks. So why not stop by and see what it's worth? It's tailgate season and America calling. Begin your family adventure with a fresh new ride from the Tailgate Nation, Roswell Ford, at the corner of 9th and Main.
We teach our kids to say please and thank you to total strangers. But we get so familiar in our marriages and families, we stop being polite to each other. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and my wife, Miss Julie Smotherman, for The Joy of Marriage.
In the love chapter of 1 Corinthians 13, it says that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. We emphasize being polite to each other in our family, which promotes an attitude of respect and brings peace in our home. Remember your manners with the person you love the most. Appreciate the things they do for you and let them know.
Being polite to each other can help you avoid conflict. Let's be polite to strangers, but let's not give our best to the people we don't live with. Let's give our best to each other. If
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Western Farmers Electric Cooperative is the wholesale power provider for Central Valley Electric. As energy efficiency, environmental standards, and other aspects of the electric utility industry change, it is important that Western Farmers understands the energy needs for today and for the future of CVE residential customers. You can complete this short residential survey at the CVE headquarters in Artesia, on our website, cvecoop.org, on Facebook, on SmartHub, or complete and return the paper copy you received in the mail. Your input is valued and much needed. Thank you.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Hi, there's Gene Dow, Vice President General Manager of Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company, with exciting news for us. We've got openings in our sales department, in our Roswell office, Artesia office, and in the Carlsbad market. You would build and maintain business-to-business relationships, sell ideas, market and sell local high school sports, Dallas Cowboys football, radio, and digital TV advertising. You will be trained by and become part of a veteran sales team. The pay is based on job performance. Prior advertising or sales experience is helpful. Starting salary is $21,600 annually, but with success, you can grow your income to $60,000 a year. Work hours are generally Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. There are some exceptions, and you'd be based in the town where you live. Now, these positions are open right now, so to apply, contact Thomas Beard, General Sales Manager, at 575-746-2751. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends 6 months of their lifetime waiting for a red light to turn green. Share this information with a police officer that pulls you over the next time you run a red light. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, I forgot to tell you, Liz, that's your mic. Pull it right up close to you there. There we go. And Kyle, there's yours right there. I forgot to tell you to eat them. I was too busy complaining about all y'all people. Just kidding. But joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Liz Taylor and Kyle Whitefoot. I almost said Whitehead. I don't know why. I just did that. I was like, why? No. Whitefoot. Sorry. My brain was an automatic pilot. Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Good morning.
Now, Kyle's actually new to you. Have you been there a month yet? Has it been a month? It's been like
10 days or so.
Has it been that? I was like thinking 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Probably feels like a lifetime.
Yeah. So Kyle is new to.
I'm new.
I guess new officially.
He's new officially.
He's been lingering around, and they said, well, you want a job? All right. And then they gave him one. So.
That sounds about right.
And he's probably rethinking it now, like, what did I get myself into?
So, but I guess you could say right now, if you come visit the chamber, and generally speaking, probably one of the first faces you'll see smiling at you when you walk in, right? Well, we'll be Kyle. So walk in and say, hi, hi, Kyle, I'm so-and-so, and Kyle will help you.
That sounds right.
But as we all know, Liz, the chamber's kind of crazy busy right now. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's exhausting at times, but we make it work.
Yeah, exactly. Get that a little closer. They're kind of
keeps us on our toes.
There you go. Yeah, ring. See, if you're too far away, it gets echoey, and then it gets it's just
all weird.
Yeah, it's meant to be eaten.
Or it could just be me.
Yeah, I mean, between obviously it's like the summer of business after hours. We've been cranking those out. Usually, back in the day, they were like once a month. Now they're like almost once a week.
Yeah. So just because with COVID and we missed out on so much, Andrew was like, if they want to do one every week, we'll do it every week. And it seems like they're pretty consistent.
Good.
So starting in September, we'll go back to twice a month.
Very good. If you follow the Roswell Chamber on Facebook or Instagram, I think, right? Is that the one we use pretty regularly? Stay up to date. That's just follow, like those, and that way you'll just kind of know, because every one that comes up there pops up, and then you can mark them on your calendars, and And so if you're like a pick and choose type person, like, oh, well, they're going to have good food at that one. Or, I know I'm human too. I know the moves. Right. I know all those moves. Like, ooh, they're going to have good beverages or whatever. Right. Then you can kind of plan accordingly for those. But like and follow that. If you're looking for work, I know our RSD is going to be hosting their job fair.
Yes, so
at the chamber this week.
It starts from 6 to 8. Will be their job fair tonight, and then they'll be there tomorrow, also from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, very good. And they're looking for. I talked to them last week. Pretty much everything. Position in the district, from teachers to substitute teachers, all grade levels, by the way, on that. The custodial, janitorial side. Special services, other support services, all of that. Pretty much, if it's attached to the RSD, they've got openings in that department. Right. So again, go to the RSD's website. It's like RK- just Google Roswell Independent School District. It's like rsd.k12.nm.us or something with a lot of dots and dashes. Just type in Roswell Independent School District.
Type it in, it'll pull up.
It'll come right up there. So, what else do we want to? I know you got a stack of stuff there.
So today, Lux Psychiatric and Wellness Center is doing a back-to-school backpack drive.
Okay.
So students from K through 12.
Okay.
They will be giving out backpacks starting today at 1 o'clock.
Okay. And where is that at again?
They are at 613 West 2nd Street.
Okay. And what business was that?
And it's Lux Psychiatric and Wellness Center.
Okay.
They've been open for a little while. COVID kind of slowed them down. We did a business after hours as soon as
I remember,
the governor lifted everything.
Unfortunately, the timing just stunk for them where, a pandemic hit when they decided to open new business. And anybody that it's hard to start a business in the best of environments, let alone during
much
COVID.
less during a pandemic.
But good news is they survived it, and they're here, and now they're thriving and giving back by helping families get school supplies for the summer, for the school, I guess. Not for the summer. Sorry, kids, you need school supplies for the summer.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So, and that goes from 1 o'clock until they run out.
Okay, perfect. So get there early.
Yes, I would definitely get there early.
Excellent. So is it just like backpacks of school supplies, all kind of stuff?
As far as I know, it's backpacks, and it's stuffed with all their school supplies just to get the kids started. So,
while we're talking about school supplies, just off the top of my head real quick, the Roswell Police Department is collecting items for their back to school stuff. So if you're at the store buying school supplies, you want to pick up some extra notepads and crayons and pencils and drop them off. They got to drop off at the RPD. You can go ahead and I know I'm pointing the wrong way. It's like that way. My sense of direction's awful. But you can go there and help out there. And so they're collecting, and then I think they're going to distribute that in August.
Awesome!
I just have to see something online about it. So.
Oh, and for the Lux one, the children do have to be present for the backpack.
Okay, yes, please.
You got to take your kiddos.
Well, that helps them because obviously you walk up there with your 16-year-old and they're giving you Elmer's glue. That's probably not that useful. just my thoughts there. Here's those little kid scissors. Right? It's like, is that to shave? What's that for?
What is that?
We have lots of those little, I think they're called like Fist brand where they barely cut it. We have lots of those around the house from the years.
And you know what? I'm left-handed. I can't use lefty scissors because I've been trained righty. My mom was right-handed, so I was taught to use scissors as a righty. And so I'm lefty, but left-handed scissors are
not happening.
Can't function.
Yeah, they're foreign to me. So
you're living in a right-hand world.
That's right, I do. I mouse, computer mouse, right-handed.
Oh man,
everything else. But I'm a lefty by heart. So. So that's today.
That is today.
While supplies last, get there early. What time are they starting again?
They start at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
1 p.m. So I would be there at 1 p.m. Make sure you're probably a little bit early, maybe.
Right.
I like to show up early just so you get a little better spot in line.
That's right. And while you're there, come check out the facilities. And,
it's pretty cool inside.
And sounds like if because it's like I guess they're dealing with mental health, those kind of things for folks, for families. I don't care who you are. We can all use some mental health problems.
True.
I mean, the last 2 years has been nothing but mental health problems.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's really calming inside. They have a really cool little oxygen bar. It was pretty cool. I was like,
nice.
I can make this my office.
I think today I can do the oxygen bar. Today
Yeah.
only. Well, because I'm on liquid only. I've got a colonoscopy tomorrow, so so I'm on that deal. But oxygen, they didn't say I can go have oxygen, so maybe I can go hit the oxygen.
I hope they're
bar.
not restricting your oxygen.
Yeah.
That could cause some issues.
Do you have any? I had some air, Doc.
Yeah, I had some air this morning.
I didn't overdo it.
Just, the regular amount.
Exactly. So, well, cool. So check that. Yeah, come see their facilities. Come and like I said, 1 o'clock when they're going to start
1 o'clock.
distributing the school supplies. What's next we want to let folks know
So
about?
what else is going on? Saturdays, they started doing, Main Street Roswell is doing their farmers market.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. every Saturday at the courthouse. So
They go till 11, but the pro move, get there early once again, especially if you're going for produce, because what happens is the produce hunters are there at like 6:30 scoping. You know what I mean?
checking it out.
Yeah, they're the sharks are circling.
Finding the good
they're making
stuff.
their moves.
And then at 7, when the whistle blows, it's game on, and they go and they go through the veggies and they get all the good ones. And
Then
so
when we get there at like 10:30.
yeah, because we slept in.
The leftovers.
It's all so get there early at 7, and I you could do like a vegetable or garden crawl if you want to play it right, because you could start here, like work your way and do the Artesia Farm and Garden. Theirs opens about 7 or 8 as well, so you can go and hit there afterwards, and then maybe on your way back take like the old Dexter Highway and hit like Graves Farm and some of those
Graves,
farms.
Hobson.
And hit all those, and by the time you get back from your haul, you got a whole mess of fresh
Got a whole
produce and
produce
everything.
section.
So yeah, it's not a bad deal. But every Saturday they're going to be out there. By the way, I'm going to plug another thing while I'm plugging. If you want to get in on this quilt, this wall hanging quilt, my American Legion Post 61, the auxiliary, they handmade this quilt. Matter of fact, those stars in the corners, those came off of. We had a big flag retirement ceremony back in June. They had like 1,200 flags because of COVID. They got backlogged on all these flags, and he retired, so they retired a bunch. But those were cut off of the retired flags and re-sewn into this. Tickets are $5, and it goes to American Legion, but they've got a table out every Saturday morning at the farmers market. So you can pick up, get a ticket for that. And this will be out there. They're going to abscond this for me on the Fridays and put it back out there on display. But yeah.
That is really cool.
I would love to take the plastic off, but I'm not going to be the one that gets blamed for this and getting dirty. I
No way.
refuse.
No.
So
The fingers have destructive oils.
exactly. So I'm leaving it in that
Leave it
condition
covered.
to keep it from me being blamed that something got messed up on it. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful
I
piece.
feel like, well, it was Mike's
Really
fault.
is.
Mike did it.
And when you guys look in, like it's hard to do, but when you get to see it up close and see the whole hand stitching and everything on it,
detail.
it's a lot better on that. So definitely want to check. It's
amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, so everything okay? All right, what's going on here?
We all look.
Good deal. But yeah, so farmers market every set. Now it's going to go till October the 9th is the last one, but that floats.
Doesn't it kind of depend weather?
Weather and the crops.
The crops.
If the different gardens are having goods and they're still churning out produce, they'll go another week or two. Or I think they've even gone into November once or twice.
Maybe
in years past. So it really, I don't think they never shut down early.
There used to be someone out there, and she would make these burritos, and they were like the size
Oh,
of
man.
semi trucks, and they were like but they were. I don't know if she still goes out there, but they're so good.
Yeah.
I haven't gone
Delicious.
yet.
Yeah, they do good stuff out there. So,
I like it.
yeah, it's. The only thing is you gotta get up early. I mean, you get out there at 10, you can find some really cool stuff. But if you want like the produce,
The goods.
the
Cream of the crop.
yeah, get there at 7. Just trust me on that. So, good deal. What's next? We want to.
So what else? So we are going to start back with the sheriff's luncheons starting in August.
Okay.
We worked that out with Sheriff Harrington, and we've got it scheduled. So keep an eye out for that. I don't have a date locked down, but they do start in August.
Okay. Usually they're
I think
like.
it's the third.
Yeah, it's a Thursday.
Thursday of the
Usually
month.
they used to be on Thursdays.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming McDonald's is going to be back
McDonald's
providing the
does
lunch
lunches
fare.
for us.
Sweet.
It's always a good time when he comes out because he's very honest. And if you ask him, he's going to tell you.
Yeah, sheriff's. It's a very informal setting. It's basically The sheriff sits down. He usually has a couple topics he wants to kind of let the room know about, and then it's game on.
Yeah, you ask and he'll tell you, and he doesn't sugarcoat it.
No, he doesn't.
He's very
straightforward.
Yeah, I mean he's nice.
True.
But yeah, he's honest. Gives you. It's not the political PC answers.
Yeah,
It's
he'll
this
tell
is the
you.
answer to your question. It may not be the answer you always want to hear, but it's the correct answer from his perspective. If that makes sense.
And I think that's the best way. You know.
Well, yeah, I think so too. It's kind of one of. All right, sorry, I'm doing three things at once, and I do all three of them badly. That's kind of my job. But but yeah, definitely make a try. Come out, check it out. It's worth going to. It's what happens is my wife's done this. My wife and I do this a lot. A lot of times we'll be out and about, and it's later in the morning, and then we go by and we're like, oh, we were
going to go to that.
Yeah, we forget next weekend, and then we forget again, and it's kind of a ritual at this point.
I like to sleep in on Saturdays, so I usually don't make it to the 7 a.m. farmers market.
That's the tough part.
Well, that's just it. That's my
day.
It's my day. I get to do that, and I like to take. Although sometimes I have to do
stuff.
Yeah, sometimes make me work, and I'm like, what the heck, man?
Man, honeydews.
Yeah,
honeydews.
Yeah. Honeydew. Well, that one, I reap what I sow on that. That's my own fault. But the other one.
If we ask you to do it, just do it. Then you don't have to hear us anymore.
Yeah. In my head, that's always the right answer. I don't know what happens between my head and my mouth sometimes, though.
Just does it.
And I get my opinion, and then I'm like, why did I do that?
Oh no.
Just because you're thinking it doesn't mean you should say it.
I know, and I've learned it many times, and I'm way better than I was 20 years ago. But now, every once in a while, I say it.
You slip up.
And I'm like, why did I do that? I just ruined my night. Dummy.
It could ruin like your whole weekend.
It could.
Depending on what you say, it could mess up everything.
It is. She knows me. I tend to say big things.
No.
It's like 1 hour? You lucked out. You didn't say much there. What else we got next here?
So coming up in August also, Tobosa is doing their 16th annual golf tournament.
Okay.
That'll be at NIMI on August the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shotgun start. $80 a player, $240 a team. The deadline for that is going to be August 19th. You can check out their website for more information and how to register, and they've also got it on their Facebook, I believe.
Yep. The website's trytobosa.org.
Yes.
TRYTOBOSA.org, just when I remember off the top of my head. But you can also go to the NMMI Golf Pro Shop there and sign up as well, to sign up your three-person team. And I think you can sign up individually, too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have two friends, you just sign up, and they'll
put you with somebody.
You'll meet some friends, and you'll go.
You'll make new friends. I'm not a golfer, but I like to drive the golf cart, so,
Nice.
I can go and show
Do you drive like an adult, or you jump and stuff and wreck it into things?
It depends. Sometimes I drive like an adult, sometimes not so.
You know you're not supposed to drive on the green, right?
Yes, I do know that.
Good.
I learned that.
All right, you learned the hard way.
I learned that the hard way.
Usually, most people do.
It was an accident. I didn't realize I was on the green. I was distracted.
Yeah, you'll get a groundskeeper. They'll pummel you if you do stuff like that.
They're pretty serious. Like, they come out of nowhere when you do it too. I'm like, I didn't even see you. Like, I don't know how they saw me, but it was.
I got a feeling they scope out the clubhouse, and then when they see people get into the carts, and they're like, "Oh yeah, watch that one."
It's written all over them.
Yeah, that one's bumped into three things, and we ain't even left the pro shop
and
yet.
they had a big cup, so we don't know what was in that cup. Yeah, we're gonna watch
right.
one.
Oh yeah. They said yeehaw when they left in the thing. That's an indicator that this might be a problem.
Things are going sideways.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and of course, all of the proceeds raised for that help Tobosa Developmental Services, everything from their Los Pasitos and early intervention stuff to
and then they've got
adult
Little
services, Little Steps Learning
Center.
Yeah. And of course, their adult side too, with the life support, job coaching, all that kind of stuff. So. Great stuff. So, Maverick,
lots of good things.
They were just in yesterday talking about that. So you can go back, and if you want to learn more, go to our website. You can watch that interview. So, what's next?
Coming up in September, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico is doing a blood drive. We just had Battle of the Badges last week at the Chamber, so that was a 2-day rock and roll.
Yeah. They have a good turnout for that?
It was pretty good. It's crazy. They come in, they set up, and they don't mess around. They open the doors
business.
and
They got a
start
whole
poking you, and it's insane how quick they move. I thought it would take hours. No, they were like set up in 10 minutes and go.
Yeah, it's like Mission Impossible. They go dun dun dun, and they just set things up.
And all they do, we make sure the air conditioners set super low for them, keep the blood cold, and they do their thing. We were like, wow,
nice.
They had a pretty good turnout.
They did.
Good.
They did.
I never caught the winner. Firefighters or police? Did they ever say? Did you hear who had more?
I don't remember her telling
I'll have to
us.
ask them next time I see them there. So. All right, very good. But they're going to be doing the blood drive in September.
Yes.
If you go, I know it's a ways out, so people are probably not even thinking this, but you can call Stephanie at Vital and get an appointment and all that. But what's the date for the September?
So the September one, it's Tuesday the 21st.
All right.
The blood mobile out there, the vampire.
Yeah.
The vampire car.
I know it was a Tuesday because we do board meetings on the same day over there. So as the last blood drive they did over there. So. I might be having to give up some sweet vein gravy if I need to do that.
I did not donate this time. I got a tattoo like the day before. So
how convenient.
I know. I didn't plan it. That just happened to be the opening. And then I felt bad. She's like, are you going to donate? I'm like,
How convenient.
Just got a tattoo.
She went and got a tattoo just to get out of donating blood.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
I don't know if anybody wants my blood. It might make them crazy. I don't know.
I get the same thing. They're like, I'm good.
We'll pass.
No,
I mean, I look at my kid. I'm like, wow.
I'll just use less. I'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Oh, man. Did we get it all, or is there more stuff?
Oh, August 12th, Business After Hours.
Okay.
We'll be at the Roswell Rest Stop Airbnb.
Ah, very good.
I will be posting that address as it gets closer.
Okay.
Just so that a lot of people, we haven't advertised the address just yet, so we don't get a lot of people driving by since it is a Airbnb, but it also is a residence, so we're keeping that.
I'm guessing there's going to be good food at that.
Yes, the property is
thinking
beautiful.
so.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful property. So
Yeah.
we're excited. It's indoor, outdoor, just great space. So, yes.
Fellas, maybe go solo to the after hours, scope out a romantic getaway weekend for you and your significant other.
There you go.
Maybe a good idea.
Your redemption after you screw up and
Win some
say the
bonus
wrong-
points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it will happen.
Yes.
It's going to happen.
It does.
It's when, not if.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a bad idea, but look for that August
12th.
12th.
That will be the 12th.
It's like 3 weeks
I
away.
know, it's
pretty,
crazy.
2 weeks away. It's pretty close.
Well, school starts in like 2 weeks?
Yesterday.
Yeah. We wish it started yesterday.
My wife, not so much. Very good. Well, of course, if you missed any of the stuff we talked about here, you can always follow the Roswell Chamber of Commerce on Facebook and Instagram. Go to the Chamber website. I know we're working and updating and all that stuff.
We're still switching over the website. It's actually kind of complicated how they go from one website to the other, but the new one is much easier for us to use than it was.
Good. So you can
that's
actually
exciting.
update more often.
Yeah, we
and
can
things
actually
like that.
use it.
And I guess our next magazine should be coming pretty soon, too.
Yes. So it has already been sent to the printer. They will be hitting mailboxes. Excuse me. They should be hitting mailboxes within the next 10 days.
Excellent. Very good.
We're excited. And then September is going to be right around the corner, and we'll start pushing out the next one. So it's coming up fast.
If it came earlier, I have lots of time this afternoon to do some reading on the boat.
Oh,
That's what I'm going to be doing.
You're going to.
Yeah. I've already decided. I'm going to go just find like a 3-hour movie on Netflix and just
hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're.
Like I've been told, like, because I got to drink like 64 ounces of this Gatorade X-Lax or something mixed combo, and you got to drink like 8 ounces every 15 minutes till it's gone. They said them last couple glasses, just drink it while you're sitting on the toilet because it just goes right through.
Oh no!
You're not going to go anywhere.
Happy Wednesday for me.
That's an
Sounds like fun.
Day.
Yeah. So I've been handy to have the magazine today, just saying. But I'm just kidding. All right, what else we got here?
Just a reminder about the Roswell Independent School District Job Fair.
That is coming up Thursday, tonight and tomorrow night.
Tonight
so make sure you get on that. That's going to be. Yeah, go ahead, Luke. Come on, you joining us here. Chit chat.
Good morning.
How are you today, sir?
Matter of fact, I'm very blessed. Thank you. And I did want to thank the Chamber of Commerce. They have graciously opened their doors to Roswell schools and have allowed us to partner with them. And they have promoted Roswell schools, and we're very appreciative of that. We will be there this evening from 6 to 8:30.
Yes, tonight.
We plan that purposely for people to have time to get off work and come visit with us about a new career. And then we'll be there tomorrow from 10 to 2. And again, you want to make the difference in the lives of young people, we have a career waiting for you at Roswell Schools.
Absolutely. If you go to the the RSD's website, it's rsdk12.nm.us. I know no one's going to remember that if they're driving. Just Google Roswell Independent School District. There you can see all the job openings. Is there like a registration for the event there as well? Or?
Actually, we've shortened the registration.
Okay.
They can. It actually says number 1 as you open the careers.
Okay.
And it's a shortened version of the application.
Okay.
We've made it very easy.
Okay.
And then again, today we'll be there to assist you with any questions or assistance on getting onto our website.
Yeah. And here's we talked about this last week when we had some of the HR folks on. And if you have a college degree and like, say you went to college and you're like, I wanted to be, a lawyer. And you went to school and you got all the degree to be a lawyer. And then it came time to be a lawyer and you're like, this lawyer thing stinks. Well, you can use that experience. RSD's like, all right, great. Guess what? You have a degree. We'd love to have you come over and teach for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to hire you as a teacher. Oh, by the way, we're going to pay to get you cross-trained while you're teaching. So you're using your skills and using your, the time you already spent in college. You're not losing that wasted time. And now you're already on the path to your career, making money, earning money, while at the same time getting the appropriate certifications and everything that you need to do that. Yeah. And so that's an option too. So if you're one of those folks that's spinning your wheels in a career that you took, you're like, man, I went to college for this, and I'm a marketing guy. That's what I'm supposed to be. It's like, but marketing stinks. Well, come be a teacher.
There you go. There you go.
And you guys, there's a lot of folks that are taking advantage of that cross-training opportunity.
We have quite a few on an alternative license. And actually, some of them are making excellent teachers. They're bringing their life skills to the classroom and making it relevant for students.
Sometimes experience is the best teacher. And I know it doesn't sound like it, but I've actually gotten smarter as I've gotten older.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They're like, you should see me. They turned me loose when I was 21. Yeah, you don't want to be around me. But, yeah, I got smarter, wiser. But that definitely comes into play on this. So please come out either tonight or tomorrow. Again, it's going to be tonight from 6 to 8:30, and then tomorrow from 10 to 2, all at the Chamber of Commerce in the boardroom there. And come bring your resumes. And pretty much every single department in the entire school district has openings, from the janitorial services, cafeteria, that whole side, to teachers at all grade levels, substitute teachers, special services teachers, the whole gamut there's openings for right now. So if you want, my wife's been a teacher this is 23 years now, and wow. I mean, it's like anything else. You have days that if you have a perfect great day at work every day,
there's
something very weird there.
There's ups and downs and everything.
But she loves it, and the difference that she gets to make every day, and the kids and the stories that she tells, and even days where she's having a bad day, the kids come and they're before COVID, we're hugging up and everything on everybody, and that day gets better. It's a good thing. So good deal. Is there anything else we wanted to mention while we got you here, Louis?
Just simply, again, we'd really like to thank the Chamber. They have just opened their doors to Roswell schools, and we have a wonderful partnership with them.
Absolutely. So definitely come out to the job fair tonight, tomorrow night, and then if you can't make it for whatever reason, got church or whatever, just busy, go to the website, apply, call the HR department. They'll set up interviews. We're just trying to make an event to kind of get everybody in one place. But if those times don't work for you and you're interested in a career with the RASD, please reach out to them. They've been looking for folks. It's you kind of get to pick of the litter kind of thing. If you're like, I always wanted to work at this school, or guess what?
Now's your time.
Now's the time. You kind of get to do all that cool stuff. And of course, if you missed anything from the Chamber side, again, go back to the Chamber's web, either Facebook or Instagram page. Come by the Chamber there on 2nd Street. And don't forget to come out tonight. And then don't forget come out to, what's the name of the psychiatric place?
Lux Psychiatric and Wellness Center.
School
1
supplies
p.m.
begin at 1 p.m. They're giving those away today.
Backpack giveaway.
And
613 West 2nd, Suite 5.
And by the way, if you're feeling stressed, feeling things, get an appointment.
Right.
Let them talk to you. Let them work with you.
Just walking in there, you just feel better because it's very peaceful.
Yeah. Don't suck up all their oxygen. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, Louie. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Don't get in too much trouble.
Never.
All right, 8:50. Let's pause for news and quick break. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Our top story, a man and woman in Artesia now facing federal charges for robbing a bank. A statement by the U.S. Justice Department says 39-year-old Roman Andrew Polson and 40-year-old Lori Crape, believed to be Polson's girlfriend, held up the Washington Federal Bank in Artesia on July 15th. The statement says Polson will be charged with bank robbery, Crape with the lesser crime of being an accessory after the fact. A detention hearing is scheduled for Thursday. As of now, both remain in Eddy County Jail. The Roswell Police Department school supply drive continues through August 3rd. A reminder that the drop-off location is at 128 West 2nd Street. The city of Roswell reminding residents all roofing repairs and re-roofing work is required to have a permit from the city. A statement from the city says there is a, quote, no tolerance advisory for contractors, homeowners, and property owners conducting roof repairs without the proper permits and licenses. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A U.S. quarter has 119 grooves at its edge. A dime has one less groove. So by definition, that makes a dime less groovy. Here's Mike Winters.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. The Federal Aviation Administration on Tuesday issued final approval for a monorail connecting trains from Manhattan to LaGuardia Airport, giving the go-ahead for the roughly $2 billion project. The elevated link would connect the airport to a train stop next to Citi Field, home of the New York Mets. Stocks jumped on Wall Street Tuesday, making up much of the ground they lost a day earlier when worries flared about spreading cases of the more contagious variant of COVID-19. The comeback was the latest rebound following a pullback as investors continue to try and assess how badly rising infections will hurt the economic recovery. On Wall Street, the Dow gained 550 points to close at 34,511. The Nasdaq ahead 223 to 14,498, and the S&P 500 up 64 points to 4,323. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Martine's
Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
When it comes to effortless pool care, BioGuard's comprehensive pool care systems are simply the best. That's because each system is broken down into 3 easy-to-follow steps, starting with step 1, adding silk sticks, silk tabs, or silk smart sticks to quickly sanitize and kill bacteria. Then you follow up with steps 2 and 3, using the recommended shock to destroy contaminants and algicide to stop algae. Simple as 1, 2, 3, huh? Visit Mays Lumber today to learn more about all of BioGuard's simple pool care system.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Pay no interest until 2023. You heard right. At Decor Furniture and Electronics through July 18th only, when you finance purchases of $599 or more, you will pay not 1 penny in interest until January of 2023. And now is the best time to see Decor's fine selection of living room and bedroom sets, mattresses, dinette sets, media furniture, recliners, and so much more. Pay no interest until 2023. Hurry in before July 18th to Decor Furniture and Electronics, 815 West Mermod in Carlsbad.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack.
Fergalicious.
In fact, they're downright funky.
Fergalicious.
Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 622-2660.
Fergalicious.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The world's oldest chewing gum dates back to at least 5,000 years. After chewing it, they stuck it at the bottom of their desk. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 8:56. Let me ask you this. Have you heard about Plateau's new app-based TV service? It is called Plateau Stream. With it, you can enjoy all of your favorite Plateau channels on multiple devices inside your home. Also with this new service, you now have a cloud-based DVR that, again, you can access from most devices inside your home, and that will give you, storage where you can record shows and then, of course, give you that start back and look over functionalities. Plus, if you're done watching all that, the Plateau Stream has subscription video on demand as well. So you can, when you're tired of watching what's on TV, you can tap into their library of movies and television shows as well, too. For more information and to sign up for this service, go to their website. It's plateau.tv/stream. That's a plateau.tv/stream, STREAM. And check out Plateau's Stream app-based service today. Pretty good. It's great. Technology is handy. You can, so that's great for families with the kids want to watch one thing. You put them on the tablet. They can watch your show while you're enjoying your thing on the big TV. Saturday, sports, football's on. Kids starting to want to watch everything. Here's your tablet. Go over there. Plateau Stream got you covered. I'm gonna watch the game on the big screen. Yeah. And then don't forget Saturday. I know my head's all because I know it's Wednesday, but because of what I got going on today, I feel like it's the end of the week. I know it's not, but don't forget Farmers Market this Saturday. We were talking that earlier with the Chamber, but don't miss it. Also, another event coming up I want to remind folks about. Saturday, August 7th, is the Chaves County Health Expo 2021. The event hosted, the third annual event hosted by the Chaves County Health Council. This year is going to be a hybrid event. Not one, not two, but three different areas that's part of this year's Health Expo. Of course, on their Chaves County Health Council's Facebook and YouTube channel. They're going to have various videos and events scheduled on that throughout the morning between 9 a.m. and noon. And then they have in-person and drive-through booths that will be set up at the domes with different stuff. And I say the domes here in town. They're going to be out on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn downtown here at that green dome. And then also at the Chaves County Admin Building, the Green Dome on 1 St. Mary's Place. They're going to be outside there, too. So at both domes, they're going to have outdoor events there. And then, of course, on the Chaves County Health Council's Facebook and YouTube channels. But Saturday, August 7th, 9 a.m. to noon is the Chaves County Health Expo 2021. If you want to get in on it or have any information or would like to participate, sign up by leaving a message on the Chaves County Health Council's Facebook page. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Not only are the western wildfires so huge, so ferocious that they're creating their own weather, they're also spreading smoke from coast to coast, resulting in hazy skies as far away as New York and air quality alerts for millions of Americans.
The wildfire is the largest, the bootleg, around 400,000 acres, burning in southern Oregon, sending smoke and ash into the air up to 6 miles high. Fire meteorologist Miles Bliss.
The more fires you get and the more intense they're burning and more smoke they put out, the more likely you are to have less thinning out of the smoke.
On both sides of California, Sierra Nevada, 2 blazes. The Tamarack and Dixie fires, totaling around 100,000 acres, continue to grow. CAL FIRE's Tony Brunell says they're working as hard as they can.
We're using everything such as hand crews, engines, dozers, aircraft. We're throwing all our available resources.
I'm Julie Walker.
Senator Rand Paul and Dr. Anthony Fauci clashing again over the origins of the coronavirus.
Dr. Fauci, as you are aware, it is a crime to lie to Congress.
Senator Paul suggesting that Fauci misled Congress over U.S. funding for a lab in China where so-called gain-of-function research has gone on. Fauci firing back at the Kentucky Republican.
You are implying that what we did was responsible for the deaths of individuals. I totally resent that. And if anybody is lying here, Senator, it is you.
Paul now saying he will seek a criminal investigation of Fauci. Police say 2 shootings in downtown Milwaukee early today as crowds celebrated the Bucks' first NBA championship in 50 years, left 3 people wounded. Rally going on Wall Street. The Dow is up 248 points, and NASDAQ 65 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
3-way talks on North Korea said to have made some progress, although apparently big differences remain. The talks involving the United States, 2 of its key allies, taking place in Tokyo.
The US, Japan and South Korea have reaffirmed their commitment to work together on North Korea's denuclearization and other regional threats. But little progress was made in bringing closer together the 2 US allies. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman has reaffirmed that their alliance remains a linchpin of peace, security and prosperity in the region. A key area is that the US and Japan are worried about China's claims to contested areas in the South and and East China Seas. The South Koreans, though, stayed away from the China issue at a joint news conference while stressing the importance of maintaining dialogue with North Korea. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
News and analysis at townhall.com. Opioid lawsuits could be on the verge of resolution.
A proposed $26 billion settlement between state and local governments and the three biggest drug distribution companies in the United States, plus drug maker Johnson & Johnson, appears close at hand. Lawyers for local governments announced Tuesday they are on the verge of a deal under which Johnson & Johnson would not produce any opioids for at least 10 years. Additionally, AmerisourceBergen, Cardinal Health, and McKesson would share information on prescriptions in an effort to stop the flood of pills. If approved, the settlement will likely be the biggest so far in litigation involving the opioids epidemic. I'm Mike Gracia.
A $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill expected to hit a brick wall when it comes up for a vote later today in the Senate. Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas predicting it will not get the 60 votes it would need to advance. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel wishing, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're having a delightful day.
Yes, sir.
And if not, good news. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning there.
It's early.
Got a lot of time to
change your fate.
hang a big Yui.
That's right.
Swap that thing
Plenty
around.
of time to still mess it up even more. I mean, make it so much better. I can't tell you how many conversations I've walked away from going, God, I wish you weren't so awkward. Me. I'm just thinking, I am just so... I am so awkward in conversations sometimes.
I am too. I can do that.
I think it's the plight of people that try to make other people laugh. That we always put ourselves out there, and it could work, or we could fall flat on our face.
You know, you funny you mentioned this. Reels Channel, the other night, Sunday night maybe, they aired a 3-hour, I think it was new. I recorded it and watched about half of it last night.
Okay.
A 3-hour documentary on Robin Williams.
Really?
It's basically chronicling his life and everything. Wow. But that one thing that consistently people said about Robin Williams was like if you were in a room one-on-one with him, he shuts up he doesn't know what to do. He's looks lost. He's uncomfortable
because he works best in crowds.
The moment a third person walks into that room, then he's like, blah, 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 blah,
Dude,
and goes,
I feel that on some real levels.
And there was, I would at least in the hour, it's 3 hours, but I've only seen like an hour and a half of it. But in that first hour and a half, I could probably think of at least 3 or 4 different people that have the exact same story about him in a room like that, and that's just how he was.
And there's certain people that I'm fine with. Me and you, we could sit here and jaw for hours, just fine. Like me and my bestie Misty, we could sit there and jaw for hours, no problem. But if I'm stuck with somebody I'm comfortable with, but not personal with,
boy, it gets awkward.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could, and part of it's I feel like I need to carry the conversation because of what I do for a living.
Sure, and I understand your angle from that because I walk that path too sometimes. You know, where I walk into certain rooms and I'm kind of expected to be, you know, the cut up or and I like doing that. That's fine. But,
absolutely.
But sometimes my button goes too far, and then I'm like, and then everyone does like the whoa, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, we're stopped. All right.
Were we supposed to not? I'm sorry.
Well, what happens is because I you know, sometimes I'm a little blunt, and
we start out trying to make other people laugh, and what ends up happening is we end up trying to make ourselves laugh, and that's when we go too far.
Yeah, and that's where because we're just tortured people.
Takes a lot to make a person that makes others laugh. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, there is something to that whole stand-up comics are generally the most mentally unbalanced people out there sometimes. It's just what makes them great at what they do makes them awful at every other aspect of their life. You know, it's kind of one of those things. And I'm not even claiming to be anything remotely that, but I understand.
No, I'm claiming it for you. That's how we can do this.
But I understand that ideology, and I understand how one could go down that path.
Sure.
You know, it's kind of interesting just from my limited time with what I do here in a dumb radio show. You know, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, that Rob Williams thing.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, it's on Reel's channel. It's a Reel's production. Which, by the way, folks, they're in Albuquerque. In case you didn't know, they're based out of ABQ.
That's right. Biggest. I think it's biggest studio or self-funded studio in the country.
Yeah. I'm a mark for that channel. There's certain channels that I'm a mark for because, I mean, some of their programs I don't have nothing to do with, but but Reels, I get roped into a lot of their autopsy shows, and I just do.
It's programming for people like you and me. It's programming for people who like to have the curtain pulled back.
Yeah.
To like to see kind of how the sausage gets made.
Vice channel, their news and everything is way skewed liberal and way crazy.
Have you had a chance to check out the Dark Side of the 90s yet?
I've seen the first episode, yes. I saw, which I like. But that's the part about Vice I love. I love their documentary series. Any of the Dark Sides, I don't care if it's wrestling, football, or the 90s, I like them. I loved the iSniper series. They just started a new investigative series called Betraying the Badge.
Ooh.
I have not watched yet, but I've recorded the first episode, and so maybe today. I think I got some time.
I was going to say, you're gonna have some time on
if
on
not
your
today,
hands,
certainly tomorrow when I'm in a stupor state later on, eating copious amounts of food.
Right. What you should do is just watch it now so that you can play it back when you're unconscious and being explored.
Yes. There.
To distract you.
So I want to check that out. So that's another channel I get marked out for. So that's that one. I always think about it because I have satellite, so there's 200 some channels, and really, to be honest, there's probably a dozen to 20 channels that you kind of have in your regular rotation.
The problem is they're the upper echelon channels that you got to pay the extra for.
Sometimes,
like your Vice
yes,
and your Reels. Those aren't on the basic package.
Yeah, they're not, and then, so I have 200. But then I have my go-to crutches channels. Like if there's absolutely nothing on, and I just don't feel like trying to go through Netflix or something. It's usually between my wife and I, because I'm pretty game to watch anything once. I'll check something out. You know, she's not.
Oh, sure.
You know, so I have to be more. She's
a teacher.
Selective.
It makes sense. She has time management down. She goes, I'm not going to waste my time on something I'm not actually going to enjoy watching.
Like I'm the guy that those previews when you pop up and that little video says, "Check out the Heist, our newest thing on." I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. She's not that person.
So you're the kind of person that when you turn on your Netflix and it says, "Show me something," you click the button.
Well, no, because because.
Like episode 2 of Lillehammer.
Well, what they do is they back my Netflix account and my profile is old enough where it was just the profile before, and so it's been skewed on what I like and not like with some stuff that my wife had in there. So
you've damaged your algorithm.
So yeah, mine's my watch something might get me in a place I don't want to go to.
Sure.
So, but like when they give you the 3 or 4 different options that are new or whatever that pop all the time, I end up clicking one of those just to see if I don't have something set in my head when I want to watch.
I think that's why I love YouTube so much because I've trained my
That's why I love you so much. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
It's the eyes first and foremost, but no, I've trained my algorithm so well. Is that your call?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You want to talk for a second?
Yeah, I've trained my algorithm so well that it always comes up with something interesting for me to watch. There's never an opportunity, never a chance that I'm gonna, be bored. And when I do get bored, I usually am locking onto something specific. If I'm leaving YouTube, I'm probably leaving YouTube for a reason. Like last night, I had the kids, and we ended up watching the new Space Jam, which, by the way, is not a good movie. I'm gonna say that Space Jam, not a good movie. It is cute. It serves the purpose that it needs to serve. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, sweet. No, it serves the purpose that it needs to serve, the new Space Jam movie. It's just, it's not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's not well acted. The first third of it, you can tell Don Cheadle was basically just standing in a room in front of a green screen talking to himself. But the movie itself, it serves its purpose of fitting in every intellectual property it possibly can. When we have more time, I'd love to chat about it a little more, because I feel like a lot of people are hating on it for no reason. A lot of the stuff was shoehorned in, but there was reason for a lot of the cameo appearances. But more on that.
I think my issue is it's LeBron James and trying to be Jordan, and
that was a big part of it.
That's
it was kind of hard to get into his acting a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna take a quick break here. Joining us on the other side of the break will be head football coach for the Eastern New Mexico University Portales Greyhounds.
Yes.
Ty Hyatt will be joining us here. A quick commercial break, and then we'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests, and they offer answers and solutions when you need them most. Protect your home, your children, and your pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Let Bob Reed Pest Control and their fully licensed professionals start working for you and your family today. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeastern New Mexico. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Chimera has been providing Southeast New Mexico state-of-the-art medical care for over 22 years. Chimera specializes in providing top-quality care for cancer patients, diabetes, thyroid conditions, heart disease, and rheumatoid conditions. Chimera would like to welcome Chris McGoldrick to the team. He brings a wealth of knowledge and compassion to Chimera. Chris specializes in rheumatoid conditions and is ready to help you. Call Chimera 627-9500. Chimera Independent Physicians, here for you.
If you have a student who's ready to further their education, think Eastern New Mexico University first. The state of New Mexico, through the Lottery Scholarship Program, will pay 100% of your students' tuition if you are a New Mexico resident. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to further your students' higher education at the only four-year university on the High Plains. For more information, visit enmu.edu. Explore, experience, excel. Eastern New Mexico University.
You may say I have nothing to hide, or I don't say anything the government would want to hear. But why would you allow unwanted intrusions of your privacy? At any given time, there are 3 to 5 agencies listening in on your cell phone calls. DEAF prevents outside entities from listening in by cloaking your phone from all-seeing technology. What they can't see, they can't hack. Sign up now for DEAF at deafprotection.com. That's deafprotection.com.
Asian Market's restaurant is back open for limited dining, so come and experience all of Nook's amazing creations for yourself. Nook at Asian Market has first-hand experience preparing the most delicious Asian cuisines. You won't find a more authentic or savory dish anywhere. Can't dine in? Call ahead at 840-5309 and it'll be ready for you to pick up. The restaurant is open 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday at 5702 South Main in Roswell. Come experience the flavors of the East at Asian Market.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Talk about local color. Your trees are supposed to be green, not yellow. Hello, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. While we've been talking about our colorful geraniums, I've been noticing a lot of yellow trees around town, particularly those globe willows. It may come as a shock to you, but those trees are supposed to be green. If you have yellow trees, come see us at Roswell Seed Company. We have a fix that's fast and easy and doesn't cost very much. Remember, it's okay to have yellow flowers, but not yellow trees.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us on the phone this morning, head coach of the Eastern New Mexico University Portales Greyhounds, Coach Ty Hyatt, on the phone with us this morning. Morning, Coach. How you doing today?
I am doing great, Mike. How are you?
Doing great. First off, thank you for spending some time to chat with us. Appreciate that. And I guess I should say welcome to New Mexico, too. You took over back in about April, I think, right?
Yep, it was, no, thank you for the welcome. It was April 19th, so towards the end of April, so right towards the end of the academic semester and everything else. And you know, it's funny, every day since I took over the program, I always tell people I feel like it's 4th and 1.
Yeah.
You know, every single day, you know, we're just trying to get a little bit better.
It's well, and let me ask, how is just coaching in the COVID era? I don't care what program or what level you're coaching at, it's different. I mean, how has that been? I mean, even coming to a new program, I mean, granted, you're kind of coming out of those COVID protocols, but on top of basically coming in and putting your stamp on this program, you also got to deal with all the COVID and everything else. I mean, how has that process been going for you?
Well, you know what I can tell you really from a coaching side is, you know, coaches are creatures of habit. You know, we have a certain way that we do things, and you get in a program and you do certain things a certain way. And when COVID hit last spring, I think it was really a piece for coaches where it was like, you know, we ask our players all the time when we recruit them, right? We bring them in the program and say, hey, well, we're going to switch. We're going to do this. You're going to do that. And we ask them to change. And then I'll tell you, right when COVID hit, coaches had to change. You know, and that was hard for coaches because now there's all these protocols, there's all these things that we need to do, and obviously everything was great for the player safety, obviously for everyone, right?
Sure.
But it was, but yeah, there were definitely changes, and you know, even this fall, you know, there's more people are getting vaccinated, and which is great, you know, and then some people choose not to, but then you have all the different things where you got to make sure all the protocols are still good because there's still going to be testing from the NCAA and those type things. So yeah, it's definitely an adjustment, and I'll tell you, with my background, you know, almost every single program I've been in as a college coach, it was either some type of turnaround or there was some type of adversity, you know, to overcome. So I kind of think with where I was at beforehand, coming here, you know, Coach Lee had done a great job with the program, and it's a really, really good program, and beforehand with Coach Lynn and everything, and so the challenge won't be so much with, I think, our players, because I think we have some great young men. It's just going to be overcoming everything with COVID and not playing football for a year and a half.
Sure. I mean, has it been because now you got a rust issue, but then I mean, obviously, as a new head coach coming in, you're going to put your stamp, your philosophy on the program here, and even if your philosophy is similar to the prior coach and everything, there's still going to be changes and implements. So I know everybody's behind the 8 ball, so it's the same problem for everybody. But as a new coach coming in, you're already creating a culture change in some way, shape, or form. But now you got a culture change you've got to convince them of, and also, by the way, let's shake the rust off and get back to football basics too. I don't know if that's an easy transition or are they one and the same for you? Is that the same thing?
Yeah. I definitely think I definitely think it all falls in the same piece.
Yeah.
You know, because it's, you know, when you take over a new program, like you said, every coach is going to have their different stamps on what they feel is important for the pillars of the program and the foundation, and then you add COVID on top of it, and really it's all kind of you've got so much adversity. You know, the thing that we talk about all the time as coaches is, you know, it's an everyday process, and I think that's probably the hardest thing right now is that, you know, not to ramble too much, but like we live in a world with the social media and everything else where everything is the instant gratification. It's all right now.
Sure.
And that's probably the hardest thing as a coach, is just understanding that, hey, this is going to be a process, that it's going to take some time to get up to it, because, when you look at every program went through COVID, but especially here in New Mexico, and I'll tell you, the high school coaches know it better than anyone because they only played a few games last spring. Ourselves in Western New Mexico, the rest of our conference in Texas was playing games, and the two of us weren't.
Right. That's a huge disadvantage for you guys.
Yeah, huge disadvantage, and you know what? And not even so much for our program, because that is definitely important, but I think for our kids, it was really hard, because they're here to get a great state education, regional education, and network and connections and do well, but then to not be able to do the thing that they really love. I think it was really difficult from a mental standpoint, and now just being able to overcome all those things. And by the way, we're going to play some really good football teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and by the way, if you go to if you just actually you can Google it, but if you go to greyhoundathletics.com, something like that, you can kind of see the football schedule and all the other sports schedules too. By the way, the Greyhounds will start their season on September 2nd, taking on Central Washington University, and that's a home game for you guys, right? So
yes, it is. That'll be a Thursday night.
Yeah, so mark that on the calendars. But I've always been kind of, I've seen the, I don't know, I'm sure you're familiar with on Netflix, the Last Chance U programs and those types of things. For folks that aren't familiar with Greyhound football, the student athletes that are on your team are most of them with goals of just getting a degree? Do some of them have aspirations to play for a Division I school? Or, what's generally the average student athlete on your team? What's kind of their path that they're trying to achieve?
Yeah, I think a lot of the kids that come to Eastern, so we are NCAA Division II, so we're allowed to be able to give athletic scholarships and be able to help kids pay for their schooling, obviously, while they're here playing good college football.
Sure.
I think a lot of the kids that we get, or the other kids that I think that do really well here at Eastern that we try to recruit are young men that are really serious about their education.
Mm-hmm.
They're serious about whatever field or wherever they want to study and they want to pursue. They're really serious about football because it is very time-consuming, and we put a lot of effort into it. And I think the other piece, too, is just socially.
Yeah.
That the kids have to do well socially with being here in Portales. And Mike, I actually grew up, so I'm originally from Eastern Oregon.
Okay.
I grew up on a cattle ranch. So Portales, when I came in the interview, it was like home. With the boots. Yeah.
It's country. Different country, but it's still country. Yeah.
But it's still country and just great people. But I'll tell you, like the kids that we get here, they have to embrace those three things, because one of the things we talk about all the time as coaches is just whole person development.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do really well and to be successful, you have to have those three keys. And so kids that we have here, there's been some NFL players, Mike Sinclair, Conrad Hamilton, who played in the NFL. Like, we have a couple kids right now that at previous schools that I've been with working with NFL scouts, CFL scouts. Like, we have a couple kids right now that I think have a chance to be able to obviously be at that level and be able to do that if they pursue it. But I think the biggest thing for us is making sure that we have kids here that are going to graduate.
Yeah.
They're going to be serious about everything they're doing because once they come here, we're a little bit different than that of a junior college, where a junior college is a 2-year school. So like NIMI's a great example. A lot of kids go to NIMI, and it's a great structure. Like, I love the military aspect of it. I love everything about it. But a lot of those kids, they then try to go to a Division I school.
Sure.
And we've actually, Eastern's done a great job of getting some of those kids at NIMI here to then finish their 4-year degree. So once we get them here in the program, our goal here is to keep them for that 4.5, 5 years to make sure that they graduate.
Sure.
And I'll tell you, probably the biggest trend right now is kids not only getting their undergraduate degree, but then getting a master's degree as well.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious now. When you, as a Division II coach, do you obviously when we talk with student athletes, coaching student athletes or students in general is way different than coaching at a pro level and things, because obviously you serve as a mentor. I don't care what level of coaching. You're a mentor, but obviously with younger kids, you're like being a Division II coach versus what the Division I coach is like. Do you get to be more of that mentor type in Division II than because Division I, obviously, programs are programs, but Michigan, those places, they've got lots of dollars, lots of sponsorships, a lot of money, a lot of things going on there, and so it's easy to get lost in that shuffle of everything. Whereas at Eastern here, do you get that? Do you get that advantage of being able to be more of that mentor than where you're sometimes a big school like that, you get lost in the shuffle a little bit? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think the Division I level is tremendous, and obviously the ultimate level of competition, amateur-wise, that you can do, and there's so many great things with that. And I know so many great coaches that try to have that balance.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say one of the things that's really appealed me to Division II for so long is just, again, we're talking about scholarship football, so we're able to really have some great young men and players in our program.
Yeah.
But at the same time, one of the things that I've always enjoyed is, like myself, my wife and I, we have 3 little boys. And one of the things that I've always enjoyed is that when we are at practice or I can have players over to my house, we have time to do that. We have time for the kids to then be able to see our coaches in a different spotlight, because I think you would ask any of the coaches, and there's a lot of great coaches in this state that I've already met, but they're all about developing people, and especially with some of the young men that we recruit in football, maybe that they don't have both mom and dad at home, or maybe there's unfortunate where they're living with an aunt, uncle, or they're living with grandma, grandpa, whatever the case is. And so for us as coaches to then be able to have that time to get to know these young men on a personal level,
yeah,
and really, then when the young men struggle, because we all go through struggles at that age from 18 to 23, as a coach, you're there that now that you've connected, you're able to help them through that transition.
Sure.
And I would say, and I'd be lying to say, like, every game we play, I want to win. Like, I love competition. That's why we're doing it. But I think it's also extremely rewarding when we have young men that, they reach back out to you. They reach out 2, 3, 4, 6 years later just to say hi.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the most rewarding things you can do as a coach.
Well, and I'm guessing, too, you're for some of these, obviously they've probably played some kind of football prior to coming to Eastern here, but that's probably the one place where they felt like part of something, and for you to have them at that part and say, hey, and really you get them at that level where it's like, all right, you've understand the team concept and you've grown up playing football and things. Now, how do we apply these lessons into your next phase of life? And I think, yeah, you almost have that unique, you get to be that last person for some of these students to kind of be that last, hey, here's your last bit of before you're turned out to the real world here, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, you're exactly right. And I think that's probably the beauty of the division where we're at, because I even think with that relationship, you can do that at the FCS level, the 1AA level, where it's really high intensity. There's a lot of time commitment,
Sure.
but you also have time as coaches. And I think, too, one of the things is we just hired a new athletic director, Paul Weir. And that was one of the things that him and I have talked about, is that, like being able to be there for the student athletes and help them through the transition, because there's so many more challenges that are exposed to kids on a daily basis. And again, when I go back to like social media and those type of things, where I think that they need really good leadership from their coaches, from their administration, at all different levels of schooling. I just think that's a huge piece to help them be successful down the road.
Absolutely. And that's where I think, I know, unfortunately your job gets judged based on wins and losses, but I think at the end of the day, your real job is how many students came out of there with degrees, how many students have gone on to be successful adults. I mean, that to me, when you got a football program that's churning those out, I think that's almost the bigger success than the wins and losses and the champion. I mean, those are all nice, but when it comes to the big picture, unfortunately, and I'm sure like you said, your relationship with the new athletic director, it sounds like you guys are heading in that direction. But I'm sure as a coach, it's hard to get, I'm being judged on my wins and losses. But man, these kids, every one of these kids went from not ready to be adults to now thriving individuals, and sometimes we miss that's the big win at the end of the day. So it's great to see that not only you, but it sounds like the new AD and the whole staff's kind of on that same mantra and mindset.
Yeah, well, I think it goes back to just having, and probably just like any business organization, like an education with administration, just having people that understand those things. Because like one of our recruiting pitches here is that we want you to graduate. We not only want you to graduate, we want you to learn how to be a better person, to serve other people, which I can tell right now with, we have a lot of kids in our team and a lot of kids from the state of New Mexico that are like that. And the second thing we tell them is like, well, if we're going to put in all this work to do all that, well, we might as well win a few games too.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I would guess as a coach, and if I'm wrong, tell me, but like if you had a team full of players that maybe didn't know the fundamentals but had the drive, you'd probably rather work with that than a team full of everyone that got the fundamentals but have no concept of team concept. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can train the skills, but the mindset is something that they have to come with it, and you can help them, lead them that way. But if they don't have the mindset, it's really hard for you to kind of get your values and stuff into them, right?
Yeah, and we talk about that as coaches. I'm glad you brought that up because we sit in staff meeting and we say, oh, well, that's why they put a C on our chest.
Yeah.
As coach, because you got to develop and coach, and I'll tell you to your point. So I was on the phone a couple of days ago with Bill Snyder. So Bill Snyder, legendary Hall of Fame coach at Kansas State. He has a degree from Eastern New Mexico.
Nice.
And so I was talking to him, and I was just picking his brain, being a new head coach and everything, and trying to figure out, like, hey, what's the secret sauce, right? Like what is the secret formula to winning and everything else? And when it came back to what you were saying, Mike, is he said, it comes back to people.
Yeah.
He said, you've got to get the right people. And one of the things that he was big on is pulling the rope. He said, you got to get everyone pulling the rope in the same direction, because if you have people with that mindset that want to work together and that are going to show up every day and be accountable, like, you're going to be very, very successful. He's like, don't get lost in chasing those players or those young men that look really fancy or this and that, because when you try to build a team, they're not going to be on the same page. And ultimately, in the game of football, I think it's really the greatest team sport, because, like we tell the kids all the time, that if we're on offense, there's 11 players on the field and there's only one football.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to be able to play for each other and do those things, because not everyone's going to get to touch the football.
Sure. Well,
and that's just why it's such a good piece.
And you're right. Obviously certain positions are going to garner more attention than others just because of, quarterbacks, obviously they're lightning rods on teams. They just are. But I don't care. I mean, yeah, you look at NFL and Tom Brady goes into Tampa and look at what they do and all that, but I guarantee Tom Brady isn't winning Super Bowls by himself. I know it looks that way sometimes and all that, but to be honest, without that offensive line, without Coach Arians basically getting the right things out of Tom Brady, that's just it. We see like one person making an impact on a team, which is absolutely can happen. But if there's not that team cohesion, especially in football, I don't care. I mean, you've seen that too. You look at certain star quarterbacks on a team that's not working, and that person's running all over the field like a crazy person trying to make something happen, and it isn't happening. And that's all because the team concept's not working there. And that's so regardless of how superstar you are, without that team concept, you're going to fail every time. And I think NFL kind of skews that a little bit, but it does absolutely still hold the case. I mean, am I pretty close on that?
No, 100%. I think with the Buccaneers, I think that's the greatest example because, Tom Brady. If you look at what they did, and there's many books that talk about it, but with the Patriots, Bill Belichick always talked about it's not about getting the most talented players on your team.
Mm-hmm.
It's about getting the right players on your team.
Yeah, the chemistry.
With the specific talent. Yeah, the chemistry. And to your point, I think with Tom Brady and their mindset of team and those type of things, I think it gets overlooked, especially at that level, because so many people, like at that level of football, every team is good.
Mm-hmm.
Like really good. Every player, like even though when we watch, we think, they're not very good.
They're the best.
They're
the best at it. They came from towns where they were the superstars at everything they did. Yeah.
Yes, and it goes back to the organization and the team and the cohesion, and figuring out what is that formula that is going to be best fitted for your organization or program.
Yeah.
And those are the teams that are so successful. Because you look at the Kansas City Chiefs beforehand. I mean, everyone loves Patrick Mahomes, and he's a great player. But really, what I think it was is that when Andy Reid took over, and they had a team quarterback in Alex Smith beforehand, that was really where it started to change. And even when Patrick Mahomes overtook for Alex Smith, Alex Smith didn't come out and all of a sudden get mad at the media or anything else. He obviously wanted to play, and in the business, you got to go somewhere where you can play. But he was a team guy.
Absolutely,
and I just think that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely, and just think of because Patrick Mahomes was wise enough to listen to the tutelage of the coach and the veteran quarterback. Now we look at him, and it seems to pay it off, I think.
Yeah. I think everything's working out for him.
But then again, you look at Alex Smith, and he went on. Unfortunately, had the leg injury and everything. I'm a big Redskins fan, by the way, so that's where I'm from originally. So don't hold that against me or anything. But
no, where are you at from? So are you from Maryland or Virginia?
Maryland. I'm from. I was born in PG County, but I grew up mostly in southern Maryland in Charles County, Waldorf area. So.
Okay.
Yeah, are you from that area?
So the last school I was at, the last two schools. So I was at Shepherd University, which is right in the panhandle of West Virginia.
Okay.
And then the previous school before that, I was at Frostburg State, which is Western Maryland.
Oh yeah, I know Frostburg. That's up close to Baltimore in that area. Yeah. I was a little closer to the D.C. area, farther south, down probably.
Okay.
Yeah, and matter of fact, I'm about. Depending on traffic, 45 minutes from hitting into like southern part of Virginia and all that. So across
in the southern part of that.
Yeah. So
that's I'll tell you that the people out there, they love the Redskins, and now the Washington football team. They see if they can get a name.
Well,
next year.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm cautiously optimistic. I love what Ron Rivera's done with that program, and for a first time in a long time, I feel like that's a team that's not an embarrassing debacle out there. So,
I agree. No, there's good people out there.
Yeah. I know we're running short on time, but kind of give me a preview of your off season. I know it's not far away, but we're still a couple months away from first game of the season here. What's is it starting to ramp up with 2-a-days and all that now? What's kind of, I don't know if that's a high school term or what, but
no,
is that, are you getting into that part of the off season here? Or are we still a little bit from that?
No, we are. So we've had about 60 young men on campus right after the 4th of July.
Okay.
And they've been running, lifting, and the NCAA actually just passed a rule where players can come in and get some voluntary work with our coaches on a one-on-one basis. And so, it's been good for us as coaches. We've been working pretty hard, but we know we got a lot of ground to make up. So we've been having our kids come in and everything. And I'll tell you, I've been really proud because we've got some kids, that drive up and spend the night on older players' couches. Like we got some kids from the region and everything else that are driving an hour and a half, and
that's cool.
Come up for the workout and everything. And so we're getting going. We start training camp on August 5th. So we're 15 days away from when we start training camp, and then before you know it, September 2nd we'll be here.
So as a coach, because I imagine for you as a coach, that's the fun part of your job, right? I mean, when people have an aspiration to be a head coach of a football team, they're not dreaming about creating schedules and logistics and all the real work that a coach does for a football team that doesn't happen. You dream of the part where you're sitting on a field and you got guys hitting sleds and, and all that kind of stuff. So I imagine for you as a coach, this is the whole reason I'm doing. So, I mean, this has got to be probably the most exciting part as a coach for you is getting into training camp, right?
Oh, it is the best part because you're exactly right. The thing with everything else that you do with being the head coach, with just like you're saying, the administrative piece and paperwork and those type of things, and those are all really important.
Sure.
But the best part of my day is when our kids get done running in the morning with our strength coaches, and then we can get out there and get with them and be able to work on football, and that is the best piece of it, just because our kids are hungry and they want to get better.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. That's the whole reason we're here, is to help them develop.
Yeah. Well, I know you're excited, and I know we'll get to talk to you some more down the road here and through the season, hopefully, and so we'll chit chat more. But I really do appreciate you talking with us, and I'm one of those people. I love this side of it, and I think college athletics really get you to. We all know the X's and O's and winning and all that, which is awesome, and that's fun, and that's why we love the sports. But at this level, you get to impact so many lives, and I think that's the cool part. And I enjoy talking that kind of stuff with you. So I appreciate you spending some time with me about that.
No, you're welcome, and I appreciate it, Mike, and I look forward to talking to you here in the next couple of days.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Coach. Enjoy your the rest of your week here, and don't drink plenty of water. I know it gets hot out.
Yeah, that's right. No. Hey, thanks a lot. Have a good weekend.
All right. Take care, Coach. Bye-bye. All right. That was Coach Ty Hyatt. He is head coach of ENMU Portales Greyhounds there. We'll be chit-chatting with him throughout the season and everything. And first year taking over, really a new combo with Paul Weir being brought on as the AD there at for the Greyhounds. And then, of course, we have Coach Hyatt there taking over. Exciting things happen there. This is the fun part. I love talking program stuff. I love watching football and all that, but I'm a behind-the-scenes guy, and I love talking that stuff. So I appreciate Coach spending some time chit-chatting with me about that. Hey, it is 9:46. Let's go ahead and pause for news and your Hannity update, quick break as well, and then we'll chit-chat for a few minutes before we wrap up the show. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Our top story, a man and woman in Artesia now facing federal charges for robbing a bank. A statement by the U.S. Justice Department says 39-year-old Roman Andrew Polson and 40-year-old Lori Crape, believed to be Polson's girlfriend, held up the Washington Federal Bank in Artesia on July 15th. The statement says Polson will be charged with bank robbery, Crape with the lesser crime of being an accessory after the fact. A detention hearing is scheduled for Thursday. As of now, both remain in Eddy County Jail. The Roswell Police Department school supply drive continues through August 3rd. A reminder that the drop-off location is at 128 West 2nd Street. The city of Roswell reminding residents all roofing repairs and re-roofing work is required to have a permit from the city. A statement from the city says there is a, quote, no-tolerance advisory for contractors, homeowners, and property owners conducting roof repairs without the proper permits and licenses. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
The truth and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
This poll, by the way, is devastating. I got deeper into it. The Convention of States Trafalgar poll. 64% of Americans are not confident at all that Kamala Harris is ready to be president. We went through and gave Joe Biden a score on pretty much every issue. Today is 6 months to the day that this man was sworn in and became the president of the United States. How's Joe doing so far? I would argue it's a disaster. I can't think of a single thing that he's done that has worked out well for we, the American people. Not one. I just can't think of it. I don't see it. It's like it never happened.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
If you drive a car, truck, SUV, or vehicle of any kind, you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. That's right. With the free Get Upside gas app, you can get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy gas. Nearly 3 million people have earned cash back with Get Upside just for buying gas.
I always use Get Upside. Some months I make $200 to $300.
I love getting money back for things I use every day. It's just free money for buying gas.
There's no catch. It's simple. And you get your cash back right away.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents per gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code BED for a 25 cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Earn cash back on gas on every fill up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code BED for a 25 cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BED.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty low rain chances over the next couple of days, but it does look like we'll be getting more rain as we get toward the weekend. Sunshine and about 90 for the afternoon high today, and maybe a little bit breezy by afternoon. Overnight will be clear with our low in the upper 60s, and then we'll stay right around the 90-degree mark, breezy and sunny again tomorrow. Maybe an isolated afternoon storm Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. Stocks higher on Wall Street at mid-morning following yesterday's rally that took back a big chunk of what was lost in Monday's sell-off. Coca-Cola sales rebounded faster than expected as the impact of the pandemic waned. The soft drink giant says second quarter revenue jumped 42% to $10.1 billion. Johnson & Johnson's second quarter profit soared 73% thanks to strong sales growth across all of its businesses, particularly its medical device and diagnostic segment. German automaker Daimler reaped strong profits in the second quarter as demand for its Mercedes vehicles continued to rebound from the pandemic, generating cash the company can invest in its shift to electric vehicles. Ford Motor Company and a self-driving vehicle company it partly owns will join with the Lyft ride-hailing service to offer autonomous rides on the Lyft network. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
The days are filled with the smell of barbecue and the sound of kids playing in the pool. The nights are filled with the flash of fireworks. Yeah, it's tailgate season in Roswell, and here at the Tailgate Nation, we're doing our best to help your family make the most of it. Roswell Ford has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in southeastern New Mexico, starting at just $5,000. We're talking premium, late-model cars, trucks, and SUVs you'll be proud to own and delighted to drive. Each one has passed a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can buy without being shy. Right now, your trade-in has never been worth more, so if you're upside down, this might be the time for you to get right side up again. Or consider selling your current vehicle. Roswell Ford is paying top dollar for good, clean, used cars and trucks. So why not stop by and see what it's worth? It's tailgate season and America calling. Begin your family adventure with a fresh new ride from the Tailgate Nation, Roswell Ford, at the corner of 9th and Main.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
Grab your family and friends and make plans to be a part of this year's Eddy County Fair, July 27th through August 1st. There's always so much to do, see, and eat at the fair, and this year is no exception. For sure, you're going to want to come out Friday night to take in the smoking hot bull riding at the Artesia Horse Council Arena, followed by a concert with this year's featured band, Flatland Cavalry. Then on Saturday at noon, it's the Fire and Ice Contests featuring a chili cook-off and ice cream eating. The always challenging anvil toss is scheduled for 2 p.m. Come enjoy the carnival nightly while also supporting the efforts of our area youth as they showcase their beautiful animals all week long. The Eddy County Fair is here. See the entire schedule at eddycountyfair.com and paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
Celebrate the 80th anniversary of the last escape of Billy the Kid at Old Lincoln Days, Friday, August 6th through Sunday, August 8th in historic Lincoln, New Mexico. The annual folk pageant portrays Billy the Kid's last escape and the notorious Lincoln County War, complete with food vendors, live music, arts and crafts, a parade, and so much more. The 80th anniversary is extra special, with concerts every day included in the price of your ticket, featuring the Clay Mack Band on Friday and Saturday night, and Susie Weber Hildman with Olivia and Dan Hildman on Sunday afternoon. Admission is only $10 for adults. Kids 6 through 12 are $6, and kids 5 and under are free. Tickets are available at the gate beginning at 10 a.m. each morning. Get ready for this once-in-a-generation experience, the 80th anniversary of Old Lincoln Days and the last escape of Billy the Kid, August 6th through the 8th in historic Lincoln, New Mexico. Watch history come alive.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Dip into our new coconut cream pie ice cream and imagine being stranded on a deserted island. Rich coconut French ice cream, flakes of coconut, tasty pie crust pieces, and a whipped topping swirl loaded with toasted coconut. You won't want to be rescued.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Walmart Supercenters.
Are you okay? COVID affects everyone and can make us feel alone and overwhelmed with stress, anxiety, and grief. Many of us are worried about jobs, money, housing, testing, and missing classmates, friends, and family. We can help you cope with COVID. Call 505-954-1057 now for free and confidential phone counseling. We are in this together. Cope with COVID. Call 505-954-1057. Paid for by New Mexico Behavioral Health Services Division.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 9:55. Hey, have you been to Zia Guns USA here in Roswell recently? Well, if you haven't, swing on by. They have got some great stuff in there. They've got in-stock Rossi 22 caliber rifles. They're in stock and on sale, $149 while supplies last. Also, they are now your full-line Tacticam dealer. Zia Guns USA here in Roswell is a full-line Tacticam dealer. These are the same Tacticams that you see on all the hunting shows worldwide. They got them right here at Zia Guns USA. Also, they just received a new shipment of knives in stock from Bench and Case Knives. So two great top-quality brands. They've got them in stock there at Zia Guns. Also, they're buying guns. And they've got cash on hand. They're making deals, buying single guns, gun collections, estates. They're buying it all, making you an offer. You walk out the door with that cold, hard cash. Also, Black Rifle Coffee. If you're a big coffee drinker, Zia Guns USA here in Roswell carries the full line of Black Rifle Coffee, available and waiting for you. Also, you may have seen online the Dr. Squatch soap products for men. I believe they've got a Star Wars line I saw online go up, but they carry the Dr. Squatch soap accessories and products there at Zia Guns USA. Because sometimes you buy things like that and you buy it online, it's not quite what you're looking for. Go to Zia Guns. You can buy it there. You can touch it, see it, and get a real idea instead of just kind of waiting for it to show up in the mailbox there. And of course, come on by. They are Zia Guns USA here in Roswell, locally owned. They're located at 1907 North Main here in Roswell. They are the only gun store to be open on Sundays, but they're closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with family, and you should too. Stop by Zia Guns USA here in Roswell, 1907 North Main Street. Hey, don't forget, tonight and tomorrow is a reminder, the Roswell Independent School District is having their job fair at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. 2 different open sessions. Tonight will be the first one from 6 to 8:30 p.m., and then they'll do it again tomorrow during the midday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They've got job openings at the RISD for everything, teaching staff at all grade levels, nurses, custodial and janitorial, substitute teachers, support staff, cafeteria, and much more. You can apply online, too. Visit their website. It's risd.k12.nm.us. If you don't remember that, just Google Roswell Independent School District. It'll pop right up. Maybe put an NM on there just in case they accidentally take you to Georgia. You can apply. I don't know if they've got, I'm sure they're like everybody else. They probably got jobs too, but that's going to be a heck of a commute. May not want to pay attention on that one. But anyway, tonight, 6 to 8:30. Tomorrow, midday, 10 a.m. to 2 at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, 131 West 2nd. Again, apply online, learn more information, risd.k12.nm.us. Also, don't forget that the Roswell Police Department, they've got a school supply drive going on. They're collecting items between now and August 3rd. You can drop off supplies to the Roswell Police Department there at 128 West 2nd. Some of the items that they are looking for, in new condition, please get new stuff. Spiral notebooks, wide-ruled notebook paper, wide-ruled plastic folders, pockets, and brads, pencil top erasers, composition notebooks, washable markers, red, blue, and black pens, number 2 pencils, glue sticks, large erasers, scissors, crayons, colored pencils, backpacks, rulers, markers, facial tissue, and hand sanitizer. But they're collecting those items between now and August 3rd at the Roswell Police Department. Drop them off there, 128 West 2nd. Another great way to help support folks in our community here. All right, we got to go. If you missed any of our interviews, we had John from Oasis in the 7 o'clock hour, folks from the Chamber in the 8 o'clock, and then we had head coach Ty Hyatt from the Portales Greyhounds join us. Go to ksvptv.com and check those out at your leisure. All right, have a wonderful day. Sean will be in the chair tomorrow. I'll be back on Friday. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Have a great day. Thanks for